This must be a first, y'all. He's not here. I have a beer he doesn't have. He hasn't had yet.
Video is recording.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready to go live, you just let me know.
Still trying to connect with Bernard.
Connect with
I
Bernard.
didn't like it. I thought it was pretty good.
No.
Grady, you on service? Since you are secretary, you gonna service timekeep for us?
Okay. Well, I got time for you.
Okay.
I hope we don't have to take minutes because I bring my tablet.
Okay. Well,
We'll work it out. We'll work it out for the next one.
We'll work it out.
1 second.
Oh, and I'm sorry. I was looking at what to.
Is there Wi-Fi?
You know what? I'm not sure what the Wi-Fi is with this studio. Yeah.
I see there's a guest.
We have it for the Royal Oak one.
There's a Detroit Shipping Company guest.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's not working there.
Okay.
Good next.
Yeah, there's a unlocked one. That DSC 2.4 guest network.
That's unlocked?
Yeah, it's not a locked network.
Oh.
Just spying on you.
I thought I sent you the. I didn't send you the intro and outro, Harry.
Just let me see.
It's full signal.
Well, I'll go back
sorry
to
about my long cord, Christian.
No
Oh
problem.
yeah, here it is.
Now, is that something that you
it
sent
is
to
kinda-
Dave or Jess?
I did not send it to Dave or Jess.
So why don't you go ahead? We're not going to be able to add it onto this show.
Okay.
We can add it on for shows going forward.
Okay.
And if you'd even like to email that to my personal email, I'll get that to you by the end of the night.
Okay.
And I'll download it right, before
Okay. I will. I'll email it to you before we get out of here.
Okay.
All right.
So I guess we get started
and then
while I get everything straight with Bernard. So he won't be right on, but he'll be on once we get his Skype and whatnot together.
Okay. Well, let's go live at 7:20.
Sounds good.
7:18.
To dial the number now.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I got him now. You just need his handle?
Yep. I need the phone number if you can.
Selfie.
Can I get a $2 order as well?
$3. That'll be $3.
So it doesn't have a phone number attached to Skype. It's just got a handle.
We can try that.
Okay. E70.
It's giving me the dial pad, but I'm not.
There's a room on this table
Hey,
here.
Juho.
Okay, so E70.
No.
2018
version.
Yep. A8D.
I don't know.
Oh,
We'll find out.
Find out.
Is that Spare Beast?
13F.
Never a fan of that one.
AF.
Taste Magazine's number 3 barrel-aged beer of the year
979.
last year.
15.
They tried 144 different barrel-aged beers.
But there were no big heavyweights.
Blind taste.
Man,
I know,
you
but there
killing
were
the
no
show,
big
man. You
heavyweights.
gotta wait till we go live. You preempting the show, man.
Oh, nice. Is that the brand new one? Oh, no, that's Vanilla Hell. Ooh.
And he doesn't have a phone number.
I'll check with him.
I have something,
I'm not.
a little something extra in the bag too. What's that?
You know what that is.
No, FO.
You know what that is.
Yeah, I'm searching for that handle and it's not coming up.
I brought a barley
313.
wine. If you want to try a barley wine.
One moment, please.
Oh, another Troon.
Yeah.
820.
This is a weird barley wine, man. They put lactose in it.
They put lactose in that porter.
Porter too.
Yep.
Yeah.
5239.
Needed that. Ground control, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Barely sour.
Sour.
Yuck.
It's barely sour. It's
Brother
good.
Jay says.
It's just juice.
Yuck.
Hello.
It's just juice.
Oh, everyone got their headphones on?
Yeah.
Put mine
Yep.
on right now.
Hello.
You can greet your guest. Hello, you are on the show. We're going live in about a minute.
About a minute. All right.
Or whenever you're ready to get going, we got our guest on.
Oh, we got our guest on. Bernard, you there?
Yes, sir.
My man.
All right.
Good to hear from you, brother.
Nice.
What's happening, Bernard?
How y'all going?
Good.
Okay. Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Good evening and welcome to the inaugural episode of Brewz Brothaz podcast. It's been a long time coming. I want to welcome everybody that's out in podcast land listening, and we'll start off with kind of going around the table and having everybody introduce themselves. So I'll start here to my left with Mark, and we'll work our way around.
Hey, Mark Donkers. Been a member of Brewz Brothaz since 2013, 2014, something like that. Made good friends here. Post a lot of beer. Got a big cellar.
Yes, you do.
It's bigger than mine.
That's what they all say.
Christian.
Nice. What's going on, everybody? My name is Chris Liner. I'm kind of the rookie of the group. Joined Brewz Brothaz about a year ago. Learning a lot and can't wait to share all this great information I've received over the years.
Hey, my name is Juho. Been on Brewz Brothaz for a few years. Out in Ann Arbor, trying to drink as many weird beers as possible.
Juho the whale slayer.
My hero.
Hero.
Hey, everybody. This is Grady Roy. I got a little head cold, so excuse the bad voice. But been a member of Brewz Brothaz since about 2015.
Barry White.
Yeah, I'm sexy right now, ain't I? I guess I would say I'm kind of rookie, too. You know I'm lying, right?
Right.
But,
exactly.
I enjoyed a couple of these good people here. Love the group. Probably the best group online. If you're not a member of it, you should join it. Come sit with us. We welcome everyone, unless you drink bullshit beer.
We welcome bullshit beer.
No, we
Get down
don't.
or lay down.
No, we don't.
Matt Bush.
Matt Bush.
Matt Bush.
With a bushel of beer, as he said earlier today.
Ham special.
I guess I'm up. My name is Wayne Phillips. I'm probably known on Brewz Brothaz for Wayne's Day.
Wayne's Day.
And today is, guess what?
Wayne's
Day.
I know. Yeah.
Big coincidence.
So our inaugural broadcast just happens to be on Wayne's Day. So I'm sure we've got some Wayne's Day worthy beers that we're going to share this evening with you. And with that, we'll turn it back over to you, Harry.
I want to make sure Bernard gets to intro himself.
right.
You there, brother?
Yes, I am. Hello, people. This is Bernard Jackson. I'm calling by way of Houston, Texas. Harry and I had a conversation some years ago about our love for craft beer, and in that conversation, we talked about the fact that we don't see many people that look like us in the craft beer industry. And that conversation led to the formation of this group and the great brothers and sisters who are members of it.
Indeed. And in as much as this is the anniversary month of that conversation, and this is our inaugural episode, I wanted to talk a little bit more about that and just how Brewz Brothaz got started. So I'll start. In 2012, I had a bit of a life-altering incident that took place, and I won't get into the specifics of that. But one of the things that I did as part of kind of my getting back to my regular life, if you will, was getting back to drinking beer. There was a time where I wasn't able to, and good friends and family that I hold very dear still took it upon themselves to make sure that I had beer when I got home and could drink it. So as Bernard mentioned, we were talking about a number of things and talking about the lack of representation of people of color in the craft beer industry and so on and so forth. And I said, we should start a beer group of some sort on Facebook. And it literally started off with like 12 people with us talking about our favorite Christmas/holiday beers. So when I suggested we turn it into an actual group, Bernard took that idea, and 24 hours later, I got an invite for a group, and I was like, okay, so we really doing this thing, and it really has been a very therapeutic thing for me early on with regard to kind of helping with my recovery and, like I said, getting back to regular life. But it has evolved into being another family. I mean, we went from 12 people in that week in November of 2013 to now 725 members.
Oh yeah.
No advertising, no, just straight word of mouth. And we got people from all over the place. We have industry people. We have people who barely drink. We have people who probably drink too much. We have people. We have people who drink all sorts of beers.
Was he talking about me?
Yeah, hit dog is right. Hit dogs holler, right? But we have a range of people that appreciate beer, and we've come to appreciate each other. So, like I said, it over the years has become another family for me. I mean, we've gotten together, we've met each other's families, and we've done beer shares over the holidays, and we've been to each other's homes and all of that sort of thing. So it really has, again, turned into more than just an online community of people who happen to like beer. It truly is a Brewz Brothers family. And I just want to shout out all of those people who spend however much time you spend with us during the week on Facebook, whether it be once a week or several times a day. We appreciate you, and we're definitely all family. Even you, Matt Bush, with your hams addiction and your Diet Verners and Shandies.
Shandies. Now, I've got a question here.
Yep.
And this since you were talking about the formation in that first week, because I was a bit disappointed. I know because I wasn't added in that first week, and I'm just trying to figure out what in the world happened. And it's even funnier because Bernard added me, and I was like, Harry, I thought I was your man, and we've been drinking for so long together.
Yeah.
And anyway, so can you, what happened?
Well, you know what? I'm going to use my sympathy card here and just say that everything from then was a blur. I was still recovering, trying to get back to the world, and I just charged it to my head and not my heart.
There it is.
Okay.
And kind of the backstory is that Wayne and I go back as members of a couple of organizations together, and whenever those organizations get together, we seek each other out because we're the only ones who are particularly discriminating about what we will and won't drink. So we would always seek each other out. Yeah, no hams and no Coronas unless it's in a Coronita for Wayne.
Coronita. Daughter's birthday's coming up.
We would always seek each other out during the conferences and things for those organizations. And so Wayne and I go way back drinking good beer, and Bernard and I go back to when Newcastle and Red Stripe and Woodchuck was good, and smoking beaties and drinking Malibu and pineapple juice and all of that sort of thing. So we go way back too.
Was that before Christian's time?
I was just about to say, is that not a thing anymore?
Right, some of us are still there, right?
And we've got a little share going on, and we're drinking some Wednesday worthy beers.
Yeah, I was going to announce that we just popped this double dry hopped M43. I like it. It's murkier than the standard variant.
A little lighter than Tweed.
Yeah, lighter than Tweed, definitely.
Shout out to Old Nation.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Good job on this one.
What's next up? Anybody's?
I don't know. We want to do one at a time. Just go around.
Just go around.
We got the palate cleanser. Our palate cleanser is this Coast style ale from the students over at Schoolcraft College. American Harvest Brew Pub. They're doing some good work over there. They've actually won several awards for a few of their different styles. I heard they had a blood orange IPA at the last beer fest that was really, really good. Unfortunately, when I was over there, they didn't have any canned. They just had the Coast IPA and maybe a double IPA. So I went with the Coast because I like that breweries and brew programs now are getting into brewing more of the classic styles, and it is very difficult to hide behind a Kolsch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With IPAs, you can hop it up and you can mask your inexperience, but with a Kolsch, it's so clear, supposed to be anyway, clear and effervescent. It's difficult to camouflage that.
Right. Can I be honest on the podcast?
Be that guy, yeah, man.
All right.
No, not you. No.
Right, maybe not you.
Donkers Dickenish. No, I love Kolsch's. They're great summer beer when they're done right.
Yeah.
They're like the epitome of lawnmower beer.
Agreed.
What you want to drink on a nice hot summer day.
I thought this one was well done. It's a little heavy on the malt at the end, and you can let me know what you think about it as you check it out.
Smells good.
Yeah, really nice nose.
Yeah. So, Donkers, question for you.
Yeah.
What was your gateway beer into this madness?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Shit. Well, probably in the Wayback Machine, 91, 92, Dark Strohs.
Dark
Oh,
Stroh.
Dark
I didn't even know that
Wow.
was a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, that was like, all right. Well,
That would be the introduction to craft.
I've been doing home brewing for what, since 1990.
I was gonna say you're like the original home
So
brewer.
it's like I was looking for something that was a little more tasty.
Right.
But
right.
Crunchies in East Lansing had pitchers of Dark Strohs for $1.
Can't beat that. Just
You
put a straw in it
pitchers?
and go for it.
Pitchers for $1. So you
Damn.
get a burger. You pay more for the burger than you did for the pitcher.
Right? Yeah.
But you ride your bike down there because you ain't driving after you drink.
And burn couches, right?
Well,
Well,
that's all, I mean that is what us Spartans learn at orientation.
Spartans do.
from what I hear, you guys are getting a little loose with it now. You guys were more discriminating about when it was appropriate to burn a couch back in the
here we
day.
go.
Couches or cars. I mean, come on. But no, it's an art form at this
Right.
point.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
couch burning. Now
Yeah.
you just get together and everybody throws the couches out there. Used to be just generic burning of couches, but Dark Strohs or Guinness, I guess would have to be, because back in the day you had to pay a lot extra just to get Guinness.
I remember.
Right.
I remember. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean there weren't.
I'm an extra stout guy when it comes to Guinness. Love the extra
yeah,
stout.
or foreign.
Yeah.
Foreign
export,
foreign
yeah.
export
Yep.
beats the pants off the normal one. But
Getting a little excited. I just spotted an Electron Brown on the table. I didn't know we had one.
ooh,
Nice.
did Old Nation still have the pastry brown on
No.
up there?
Pastry stout.
Or
they
pastry
did.
stout?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a killer.
They did not
That's a
have that
shame.
one.
Electron Brown is great. I don't want to blow it for those who haven't had it
coming
before
up.
we open
Yeah.
it up. So
What about you, Christian? What's the gateway beer, man?
Actually, for me, it was Bell's Expedition Stout,
Oh.
2016.
who
Standard.
started you
That-
drinking that? Who
that's a
gave you an
standard,
expedition
man.
stout?
I think he's in the room. Mr. Phillips. But yeah, that was at first I didn't even like stouts. Like I was an
What?
IPA guy, and
Okay.
he was like, IPAs are cool, especially the doubles and the triples. But I'm gonna turn you on to this stout. And
Okay.
man, I probably drunk that for like my first month, and that was it. And
I think we all did.
Seems
Yeah.
legit. Yeah, sounds about right.
You can age it. It's still great. Fresh is great. I mean,
and then right after that, we had went to Grand Rapids to Founders for the KBS release. I think what was it, 17 or 16? We
One of
went.
the two.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
I think it was 16 release. Yeah. 16.
And the rest is history, man. I've been. I wish you would have told me how much craft beer costs.
Oh man, right. He didn't warn you about the
that's
rabbit
a hidden
hole.
secret, man. We don't tell you
Put
that.
that line item in your taxes right there.
Oh my God! I wish I could write it off.
Hey man, misery loves company. We can't warn you about that part. Everybody got to be in the same boat.
Yes.
For the record, this Schoolcraft College Kolsch is pretty good to my taste buds. Little extra hoppy, but
I thought so at the end, right? A little bit of extra
it's
malt,
got a
kind of
little
hoppy at the end.
little bitter on the end.
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bitter finish. Not bad though. If they cut back on the bittering hops, they'd do better. But I'm gonna give them props for the pop top cans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is
uh,
pretty cool.
Because that's
Great for pouring.
Yeah.
yeah. None of the head that
Yeah,
some
there
of
you
our
go.
some of our listeners really love.
Mark Vessel. with
Vessel.
his-
Are you listening, Mark Vessel? We're talking about you.
Juho, what was your
Here it comes right here.
what was
Right.
your gateway
Oh,
beer?
man.
This ought to be interesting.
Right. Juho's gateway was probably something like Angry Chair, German chocolate cake,
Probably Prop
barrel
14.
aged Prop 14 or something. Yeah, man.
No, but it actually wasn't that long ago, and it was probably 2011, 2012, and our fellow Brewz brothers, Daniel Hahn.
Daniel Hahn.
Oh, the man.
Happy birthday, Daniel Hahn.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Every day is Dan Hahn Day.
So I can't remember where we were. We were out on the west side of the state at some bike race, like 100-mile Century bike race. And after that, we all went out to dinner. And he had just gotten into beer, and I had never been into beer at all. None of it. You know, the only stuff I've been exposed to is Bud Light, Miller. And I didn't like any of that. Like, I
That's
just rather...
not beer.
It's not. I didn't know that at the time. But, you know, I just rather have a Sprite. And so we're out at dinner. He spots something on the menu and says, you have to try this. I know you don't like beer, but this is going to change your mind. And it was KBS. And so I drank that, and I'm like, this is really different. Like, this is really flavorful. It's smooth. It's not too bitter. And I was like, wow. So there's some beers out here that are decent. I didn't know at the time that KBS was not something you could just go out to Myers and get. I didn't
Not
know.
then, anyway.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about seasonal releases, special releases. So I was like, oh well, I guess there's nothing that I can get on a regular basis that I like. But went to Whole Foods one day and just started grabbing random bottles, and they all sucked, man. They were terrible. And the two that got me interested again was Harvestoon's Ola Dub. And J.W. Lee's barrel-aged cask ales.
Yep.
Those ales.
Yep.
And I ran
Sweet
into
stuff.
those. Yeah. Well, they were both sweet to different degrees. The Harvest, that stuff is crazy sweet.
Yeah.
But those two beers started getting me interested and got me on the internet. And that's when I found out, oh my gosh, there are a bunch of beer
There's
dorks on
so
the
much
internet.
beer in the world, right?
And then it was all downhill from there. Then I had to try everything.
Yeah.
Everything that everyone said was good, I had to find out for myself.
You find out who's lying and who's not. that way,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
You're lucky. I just bought everything.
Bought 6 packs of everything.
Six packs of
half
everything.
a bottle, you figure out you don't like it, and you got 5.5 bottles left. Right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'd still drink a second bottle of it. But then
Make
I'd
sure this wasn't
then
any
I'd
good.
cellar it. So now,
Oh man.
Now, how many bottles do you have in your cellar, Mark?
I don't know, about 2,200 now.
Wow.
Sheesh.
It's going down. I've only bought the Witch's Hat releases recently, and I just bought tickets to Black Tuesday down at
Oh, yeah.
down at Oddsides.
Oh, and well, I will say I've definitely been limiting my purchases to like super local stuff. Like
Yeah.
I've been enjoying the releases from Ascension. They've been doing some great work. Stuff from Outside, of course.
Drafting Table.
Drafting Table.
Holmes.
Old Nation. Holmes is doing good IPAs. So aside from those, super local releases, man, I haven't really been going out of my way to get much of anything.
You don't have to as much.
You don't have to as much.
This
Because
is great.
after a while, you figure out that you got stuff that is on par with everything else right here.
It's close enough, man.
Yeah,
And there's a
close
lot
enough.
of it. They're doing so well these days. It wasn't like that when I first got into craft beer, but
Right.
now,
But now we're catching up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Most of my beer purchases and trades were usually out of state things.
Mine
These
too,
days,
yeah.
it's dwindled to a very small amount.
Yeah,
There's-
because it's not worth the time and effort for the
exactly,
difference.
exactly.
Sure
Yep.
isn't.
Yeah,
Yep.
when you originally brought in Julius,
Yeah.
if you remember that,
Yeah, I
like
remember.
3 years ago.
Yep.
And you traded in for that, like Old Nation, right up there with them.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Well, I
it's
don't-
not just Old Nation, like a lot of
I mean, Holmes,
Holmes has got some-
Ascension,
And
all
look-
those guys are doing
Allison's
really good
doing
work.
pretty good, too.
I'll have to say it's even beyond right up there with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because right now, the last Treehouse beers that I had, I said I'll take Old Nation and some of the other stuff over the Treehouse beers.
I don't
mean,
disagree.
Man,
You disagree?
Reclassified from Ascension
I don't-
is
He
is
won't
phenomenal.
disagree.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
disagree.
Yeah.
Like even Julius. I mean, they've gone downhill. It's one of those classic things. They've scaled up, and the quality of their beer has gone down.
Right.
Right.
It's not what it used to be.
Yeah, that
Right.
when that first time we cracked those Julius's.
Ooh, man.
Oh man.
Oh man,
amazing.
we all
Yeah.
Well,
the
I mean,
nose.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just wild.
Yep.
Yeah, and Juho, I know you mentioned that you also like that Reclassified from over at Ascension. I think, was it you?
Did I have that? I don't think I had that.
No, I think we were talking about the Dream Shake. That's
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
But I say that to say they're doing really good stuff. And
Yeah.
for me, for the money, I mean, Reclassified is as good as any Northeast style IPA that I've had. And again, to not have to go anywhere or, set up a trade to get a good any IPA is definitely a plus.
And I want to go back to Old Nation for 1 sec, man. We didn't say anything about this double dry hop M43 except that it was good. You know,
And it is dry.
It
Oh,
is
yeah,
dry.
definitely dry. Yeah.
It's what I like about Old Nation compared to a lot of these people doing Northeast IPAs. There's still bitterness in there.
Yeah. Yep.
The bitterness has totally gone away with. I guess that's because that's what people wanted. But then after it's been gone for so long, you miss it, and then you have something with a little hot bitterness, and then you're like, "Wow, this is really refreshing."
Well, so it's
I mean,
kind of
put the
like now.
IPA
It's kind of
back
like
into
now.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Put the IPA back
Exactly.
into it.
Exactly.
So just kind of the way
I love
stouts have gone with these pastry stouts, but now we're starting to see more adjunct-free stouts, and we're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is what a stout is supposed to taste like.
Right.
This is good.
Yep.
So, yeah, absolutely. I think that they've done a good job of kind of keeping the essence of an IPA, but also, keeping that any IPA style going.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, Grady, what was your intro to this world?
Oh, this is crazy. So, back in 19-something, I'm not saying when, but back then I was
1919.
Close enough. I was actually I got married, and I went to Jamaica.
Okay.
And I was down in Jamaica, and you gotta have a red stripe.
Of course.
I'd never had a red stripe to this point. So I went down there and had a red stripe. I had 1, I had 2, I had 3, I had 4, and literally I was on the island for probably about 3 hours. I was drunk as hell. And let's just say that Jamaica was a blur for me from that point
sure.
on. But to bring it back somewhere relevant to closer time is Brother Thelonious. I had
One
that
of my
because I
favorites.
love jazz.
Yeah.
I love jazz. So I said the label was dope.
Sound.
Our work
Yeah.
was dope. So I started drinking those, and I was like, this is something serious right
Yeah.
here. And so I started finding those beers, that certain style of beer, and from there I just branched out, and then I found you guys, and you just ruined my budget,
Well, Grady, me and you go way back.
I know,
But that was before a beer, though.
That's different, though. You can't call Colt 45 and St. Eyes and Crooked Eyes. That's not beer, man. That's more liquor, man.
Indeed.
That's
Indeed.
That's where I got my start. So let's keep it real.
I know. I mean, but that's Eastern for you. Eastern does that for you.
Yeah.
You get that nothing to do with the drink at Eastern.
I second that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are lucky you didn't have Mickey's wide mouth.
We
didn't
didn't.
have
We didn't need
Mickey's.
that.
I was going to say,
That
who's
was-
lucky they didn't
We
have
didn't
it.
need that, man.
It was right at the store. It
Yeah.
was there.
We just passed over it. I remember when.
Mickey's and the Hoffenreffer from Private Stock.
Oh,
Oh boy. Whew. Now that's old school right there.
that's old school.
Did you guys
That's
try?
old
Did you
school.
guys ever try the Mickey's Ice?
I did not.
No.
Oh
no.
man,
No.
Unfortunately, yes.
that'll bring you to a
And it
wrong.
probably
I'll
means
bring you
that I'll live the rest of my life without having had it.
wrong mental place. Yeah, they.
The beginning of adjunct.
Man, to piggyback on your beginning, Grady, my wife and I went to Jamaica to celebrate our first anniversary. Shout to the First Lady.
That's right.
She's not listening live probably, but she'll hear this at some point. But when we got to Jamaica, our welcoming area had $1 draft red stripes.
Yep.
Nice.
So while they were welcoming us, I probably had 3.
Was it
And
Montego
so-
Bay?
Nah, it was we went to the grill.
Okay, because I was
Yeah.
in Montego Bay, and
Yeah.
the same setup. You go to
Yeah.
the machine guns, and
Yeah.
and you
You
go
know,
out
they
there.
had us in
Yeah.
a little waiting area
Like a
lounge.
cage. It was like a cage.
So it was $1 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
And so as they were letting us out, I had 3, then I had 2 more. And I said, can y'all pour me 3 for the bus ride? So I'm carrying 2, wife is carrying 1, not really wanting to. She's doing hesitantly, but she's carrying 1 for me.
It's love, man.
Then we get on right. That is love. She's the one. We get on the bus.
Proved her worth right
And
there.
she proved her worth right there. Stopped at this little shack that literally said cold beer joint. And when we went and checked it, that's essentially what you could get. Cold beer and or a
joint.
joint.
Yeah.
And it was the coldest red stripe I'd ever had.
It
in my
is.
life. I don't know how they did it, but it tasted like it was frozen, but it was not. So that's my greatest red stripe
I
experience.
won't ask you about the joint.
It's legal now.
Two-
It's legal now. Prop 2.
2 years.
9
we
days,
got
man. You
it.
got 9 days.
2 years. They got to set up regulation for it.
Oh man.
So
Really?
they got to set up all the rules
Oh,
for
well.
commerce rules, which is what it took for
They're
them
gonna
to
tax
do.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the big
10,
thing.
10
That's
plus
right, tax
10
out.
plus 6.
Hey, Bernard, you kind of quiet over there, man. Let's hear from you, man. before we give it to Wayne, because Wayne gonna shut up.
Our gateway might be the same story. What you thinking, Bernard?
Yeah, I was gonna say gateway of late '90s. Harry and I put away an awful lot of Guinness in Beck's Dark.
Man,
and I'd say somewhere around 2001. He and I watched a Michigan football game and enjoyed the Samuel Smith Oatmeal Stout.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Right on.
Set the world straight.
And the rest is history.
At some point we jumped into some Young's Double Chocolate Stout.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That stuff was amazing even when I got into it back in 2011. Yeah. It wasn't that long ago.
And it wasn't overpowering.
It changed
just
so
had the
fast.
Samuel
it had the
Smith's
chocolate bitterness.
Organic, like that
Yep.
organic chocolate.
Yeah.
It's just like drinking a fudge sickle.
Yeah.
So nice.
Absolutely.
This industry has changed so fast, man.
Mm-hmm.
So what's good down there in Houston, man? What have you been drinking since you got down there? I know you. I don't know what kind of good. Bell's has distro down there, yeah.
They do. I'd probably be one of those coasters right now. Local temp was 89 degrees today.
Now you bragging.
That's nice.
You say here's 34 degrees.
Ellen, can
The
you
balcony
cut him
right
off? Do we
outside.
have to keep him on the line? He's down there bragging while we're freezing up here.
I've been staying really, really super local as of late too. Of course, Brash.
Yeah, I like Brash, man.
Big bold stouts and really hoppy IPAs are.
I don't know how they're not more popular.
I think just because of the scale of their distribution.
Yeah.
And it's intentional,
Right.
definitely.
Right.
And I appreciate that. Sigma, which is another local brewery here in Houston, they've been putting out some pretty flavorful Northeast IPAs.
Okay.
And some interesting inductions of fruit, some guava and passion fruit and strawberry rhubarb varieties that have been surprising to me. In that Texas has come a long way in craft brewing in a short amount of time. To go back maybe 2015, outside of Brash, there probably weren't any local breweries that I was drinking at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was vocal about it. I would go places and tap rooms and bars, and the bartender, of course, would try and push the local on you. And I say, man, I appreciate the fact that you're a homer and you're trying to support the local business, but until their level of craftsmanship raises and is on par with what I'm used to drinking coming from the great state of Michigan,
Indeed.
I'm sorry, but I'll take the bells.
Whatever bells you got, I'll take it.
Exactly.
And then too, Bernard, as a culinary artist, your palate it may be a bit more, if not a bit more discriminated, at least in a different way. You're able to kind of identify and pull flavors in a different way than many of us can. Can you kind of get into a little bit how that plays into your beer drinking and selection of beers?
I can, in the sense that it helps me in terms of pairing foods for a client if I'm catering something.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm just sitting back on Saturday watching a game on TV, if it's beer and it's good beer, I'm drinking it.
Right, right.
But in terms of knowing we're having grilled salmon, and I don't want to have something that's going to overpower the fattiness of the meat I'm eating, that's a good thing to know if you're going to truly be a connoisseur and enjoy what you're drinking. Because you never want to drink a beer that's going to ruin your meal.
Absolutely.
Or have a situation where you can't taste either or.
Right, right. And I've gotten to that point. I'll drink water with my food if I can't have a beer that's going to complement it.
True. I think that's a good topic that we may venture deeper into once we establish that our podcast is here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Indeed. We're here for the long run, brother.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't.
We opened up a Jackie O's Spirit Wolf in the
Spirit Beast.
Spirit Beast.
Yeah.
In the meantime, 2018 version. Better than the last time you had it?
Way
Judo?
better.
Okay.
No, that was a good beer. I can't remember when the last time I had that. It was a few years ago. Man, that stuff was terrible.
Well, you
No, this was a good beer.
you ended up giving me a couple.
I did.
When you were moving there, and I opened one, and you must have had one really bad bottle.
Really?
Like the only bad bottle of that, because nobody else.
The rest were great. Huh?
I got my whole allotment, popped one. I'm like, this is hot garbage. Never another one. I think I gave almost all of them to Donkers and maybe a few other people as well. But well, I'm glad you enjoyed them.
Yeah.
This one was good though. This
I'm
2018.
I'm still holding on to it. Verticals.
Really?
No, they're well, except for the stuff that went bad out of Jackie O's the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Then again, they gave me a refund on a bunch of that.
Oh, nice.
That was nice. enough.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
that's okay.
I do like that when breweries do that. Brennan, have you drank a lot of Spindle Tap out of Houston?
I've had some Spindle Tap thanks to Bernard and Flavio.
Flavio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
Flavio.
stuff.
Tap is good.
Spindle Tap is
Flavio
good.
hooked me up with a bunch of Brash and Spindle Tap, and that was,
I haven't
that
had
was
any
really
Spindle
good
Tap.
stuff. Uh-oh.
Well, you
Hint,
sound
hint.
like you need
Wah,
to call
wah.
Flavio. Right?
We
Hey,
also
Bernard, that was a hint just in case you might have missed it.
we also moved on
Tap
to
Ingenious is another brewery, local brewery here that's doing some good things. So we'll make sure you guys get some samples.
nice.
Okay.
That's good. That Barrel Age Expo is good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Well,
I haven't opened mine yet.
you none?
So everybody
None.
has some of
I
these
gave one to
movies.
Harry, and I just been sitting on them at home for the time being.
Oh man, and it's beautiful too.
It's
You,
Oh yeah.
it is a really good beer, and I don't remember who it was the other day on Brewz Brothers that said, "Why don't they just stop making Black Note and make more of this?"
I saw
Yeah,
that.
I saw that.
I saw that.
They're
Which-
different.
Different, totally
It's a
different.
It's
They're
a
so
different
different.
beer.
I want them
Yeah.
both.
I like Black Note.
Yeah, I do too.
I love the Barrel Aged Expedition style.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be angry if they did that, but I do like Black Note.
So
I
do
think
I.
Black Note is a well done beer. It's a good change of pace.
It's distinct.
It is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a very different beer
I mean,
from just a barrel aged.
I really like BA Expedition, but I go so far as to say that one is not as distinct. It can just sort of be run of the mill. There's nothing really special about it. But I think Black Note is a little distinct.
Well,
I agree. I mean, the BA Expedition is just a well done
Yes.
BA stout.
Yep.
And to that degree, it stands out. But the Black Note certainly is a bit more distinct.
Yeah.
Black Note had that lead in the market, right?
They
So,
did.
so when that came out
Yeah.
in 2013, it was like,
Yeah.
mind blowing. And then again, same thing happened with BAE when
Yep.
they did the Barrel Aged Expedition. That first year, it was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
That first year before it aged too much. Oh my god.
I mean, but going back
That
to
was
the
amazing.
Expedition Stout, like Christian said, that was his lead in to craft brews and just a regular Expedition Stout. And I mean,
It's a well
you
done
can just
beer.
drink
Oh.
that. That beer is
Yeah.
excellent.
That's a great beer.
That is one I will
You know,
still
so-
age.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you can age that for
like
years.
just buy a 4-pack of it, slap that up on. Yeah, that's how you get to 20.
And now we know how Dunkers has 5 million beers in his cellar.
I will taste that in 2022.
But you know, I defy anybody to find a better shelfie Russian Imperial Stout than Bell's Expedition Stout.
That's tough, man.
Not as good, better. Sure, there's
Well,
some that are as good,
that-
but you're not gonna find one that's head and shoulders above that.
No. That
not
that
head and
that,
shoulders.
that
No,
grim
not head and
grim
shoulders.
double negative I had that was sitting around for 4 years the other day was
Sitting around for 4 years. the
I
other
was just
day,
reaching through boxes and I'm like, gotta try this one.
I mean, but that Big Bad Baptist,
That's not quite a shelfie though.
Yeah, I
that's
don't.
a shelf.
It's sort of a shelfie.
Shelfie.
They,
No.
they drop a different variant, and even a different variant in terms of batches. They drop different batches, you know,
They drop different batches.
free,
Right.
It's always different coffee they put in it.
right.
It
Bell's
is.
Expedition
coffee,
Stout
okay.
And
is
that's-
Bell's
okay.
Expedition Stout.
And that coffee is going to fade out
That
after time, whereas Expedition Stout.
is
That's
Expedition
It's
Stout.
just a
Expedition
RAS.
Stout,
yeah.
It's going to
Okay.
taste of roast
I'd have
and
to
chocolate
agree.
and little licorice.
Somebody put me up on the scoreboard. That's Harry Weaver correct about Expeditions.
Ding
Oh
ding.
my God.
Right, ring the bell. Somebody put me on the board real quick.
Speaking of scoreboard, after break we'll have to get on. We'll have to get the scoreboard out on Juho's list.
Oh yeah. That'll be.
Yeah.
We got another couple
Get
of
that
minutes and
coming up before
we're going
we
to
do
break.
that.
But after the
we-
break, we definitely jump off into Jew holes.
We haven't heard from Wayne yet.
Yeah.
On
here's-
purpose. It's a 25-minute discussion right
Right.
here.
Well, that's why we had to keep it down to the first break here. He's got a hard stop.
Right.
What's your intro, Uncle Wayne, as it were?
Oh man, I started drinking beer probably back in 1982-ish, maybe something like that. And started beer with.
Who's 5 years old, by the way?
I was, but hey,
Started
back
real
then,
young.
Hey, Christian.
long as you
How
had a
old were
note-
you in 1982?
I wasn't here yet.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
still a little
All right.
swimmer.
All right.
Somebody, right here, remind me to get Donkers back for that one.
I got you.
Okay. But it started with the Coke 45, started with the malt liquors. Graduated to drinking the good stuff, to Lowenbrau's. Got to college and was introduced, started drinking Beck's. Beck's Dark, Lowenbrau Dark. We think we're drinking the great brews. Came home from school, and now we're drinking Red Stripe.
Yeah.
And the like. So I always felt that I was drinking the better beers. St. Pauli Girl,
Yeah.
St. Pauli Girl Dark. All my friends always looked at me crazy, like, what is this? As they're drinking Magnum 40 ounces and Old English Still.
Why are you paying extra money
Why
for
am I
that
paying
stuff?
for that? And I was happy because they would leave my beers alone.
There you go.
But then what really, like I say, I didn't know it was craft beer at the time because there was no such thing as craft beer. But my true gateway where the money became really an issue
Something's beeping.
was Chimay.
Oh, that's my watch.
When I had my first Chimay,
Yeah.
and this was probably 1998-ish,
Yeah.
1997, 1998, I had my first bottle of Chimay, and it came in like a wine bottle with a cork, and it was great. And I think it was
Cost you
$28
like, I was about to say,
or
it cost you
something
like $30
that.
a bottle.
Yeah, and I was like, when I drank it, I said, oh my God, this thing is so good. I said,
I'm still drinking Chimay today.
It's still a good Belgian.
Yeah. You pour me a Chimay right now.
Yep.
I'll take care of it.
But I can't afford $28 a bottle. I still can't afford $28 a bottle every
Yeah,
day.
okay.
But don't tell my wife.
Up in Wayne Manor.
Mister, I only have $21.99 in my cellar. Always
I
one
got
under
less than you,
Donkers.
Mark.
One under Donkers.
So the Chimay, so I started with the Chimay, and at the time I prided myself on being able to say, hey, if you named a beer, I had it. You can't name a beer that I hadn't drank. Because again, 1998, you could say that.
Yeah.
You can boast your chest out, and then this little spot opened up in Detroit called Motor City Brewery, and they had some good beers down there.
Ghetto
And
Blaster.
Ghetto Black Man.
Yeah.
Ghetto Blaster was the truth back in the day.
Yeah.
And there was still not a craft beer industry. But it just exploded almost overnight to where breweries were popping up around the country. And it became a point to where it was nowhere in the world that you could say you've had every beer. And now I'm just amazed at how the industry just keeps growing exponentially. But it seems like it's coming back down. I think there's going to be a bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
believe so,
going to
too.
burst like the old technology companies back in the day, because now the adjuncts are getting a little out of hand. Some of the stuff the companies are making too much. So they're losing the KBSs of the world.
Yeah.
Where it used to be a whale and sought after, now it's like
It's a shelfie.
it was a terrible shelfie
Yeah, it's a shelfie.
in terms of last year. So I don't know if that really answers it. You know, I guess that's kind of
it does, and
my
and
journey, so to speak.
Yeah, but to your point about the bubble, and about unfortunately, it's going to mean that some breweries are going to close down. I mean, you look at beers. As we pass these beers around, we just passed around a Prairie Double Dunk.
It's good too.
It's good. I haven't sipped it yet.
Very good.
But in years prior, a beer like that would have been a limited release, brewery only, heavy adjunct. But now, and although it's still limited here in distro, got it from my guys that I always shop with. So, things are becoming more are becoming more common, which is a good thing. I think it's good that good people that want good beer are able to have access to good beer without having to trade their kidneys and left arm for it.
Speaking of which, how much did that Julius that you had out here, was that was a trade, I'd assume, because that's a brewery?
No,
that
was a purchase. I think I got it from a guy for just under $20 each, so it wasn't cheap. Cheap.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But it's good too.
Oh, that's.
I mean, it
was really good.
Was good. It was really good. But going back to the stuff we have readily available now, was it that much better to say, hey,
absolutely
this is worth
not.
$20 versus I get a 4-pack?
I got a 4-pack and some change.
Tweed for the same price.
$4 for a Tweed, $20 for that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love how you pronounce the whole thing.
No.
Well, you got to get the extra J's in there. They put them in there.
And the extra S's, but the point is made. I would rather spend that $20 on a 4-pack of Tweed than just one beer.
Best. Oh man, that double
dunk is nice.
That is
double dunk is nice.
That one is proper. Prairie's doing it right.
They do a great job with.
Yep.
And when they had the funk barrels, recently,
they got ahead of it.
They got ahead of it too.
Did that was awesome.
That's the same thing that Jackie O's did.
Yep.
You know, this is funk. Just send us a picture of what you got.
You got to get ahead of the game. I mean, because even you got to say, when the funk first started was Bourbon County.
Oh yeah.
A few years ago, and it seemed like it was just.
Oh wow! Damn.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, we got a damn from Juho. We got an old wild damn from Juho.
It's good.
Ring the bell.
It's a
Ring the bell,
$10 distribution beer. It's a $10 distribution beer. If this was in a wax bottle in a bomber and limited release,
$30, right?
People would be going crazy
for it. Right.
Yep.
It's the hype.
This is
the
great.
hype machine.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
that's good.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Now, what do we got coming up next? I see we got some more Prairie on the table.
We got some more Prairie on the table. We got some Ellison Gravity barrel-aged, non-adjunct, just barrel-aged Imperial
Marshall
Stout.
Zuckoff's Vanilla Hazelnut.
We got a
That's
little
sort of a classic.
Witch's hat, some Weld Works.
Some Weld Works.
Got a Regal.
Yeah, we got a
15.
Bourbon County Regal.
Juho, what do you
There's an FO hiding around here somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, so we got some things going.
We got a Prairie Dog.
Oh,
We got a little audience outside.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
Oh, we got a Prairie Dog. All
Prairie
right.
is my hero.
That might beat the other Prairie.
It might.
This one is interesting. This isn't your normal Speedway. This is the Rye Speedway.
You know what?
Wow.
I had my fingertips on a Speedway on the way here.
Did you?
And I put it down in favor of the Berserker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But the Rye Vietnamese Speedway, this is legit.
We about to
Nice.
find out.
Well, all right.
All right, so we're gonna take this is the first break of Brewz Brothers podcast, so we'll break for a few minutes so you can grab another beer and come back and hang out with us for another hour or so. This is the Brewz Brothers podcast. We'll be back shortly. Good job, gentlemen.
Dude, this Prairie's awesome.
That double dunk is
fantastic.
really good.
Right?
That's really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, this really is just like us at a share. It's really not much.
But no,
different.
it's pretty much
Engineer, you have
different.
to try this. Do you like
Oh
that?
well, I think if we get into the
That's
founders
good.
Yeah, that was
thing,
good.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll get
that's
into the
good.
founders thing.
Where'd you get it?
Founders thing.
Yeah.
That was good.
Where you from?
talk about
I got it from Plum Market.
We got to talk
Oh, yeah.
about
Talk about
This
Wednesday.
is
how,
just as
how it
good as
started.
the
and,
original stuff
you know.
Prairie Dog
and how
releases
Mark's
that
Day
people
is
were
next day,
paying
so you're hanging
like
over.
$100 for. $100 for a
Right.
small
Right.
bottle. This is just as good.
That's
Oh,
good
that's-
stuff.
Wow.
That's good.
So
I'm blown away.
It was limit 2. So I got 2. I
Okay.
brought one.
Oh, nice.
I figured I should next before a share. Another
It's
share.
really good. I
It's
like
good.
it.
I mean, it's.
Man,
Thank
you know
you,
what?
Greg.
You know what
As
I'd do?
advertised.
I'd buy some of that and I'd put it on the shelves.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
No,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
If you you would say.
Oh, we've got we have
got a
more
long way
than
to go.
plenty.
That's a great first half.
Yeah, no, that wasn't.
That's fun.
Got to introduce ourselves.
That was cool.
So
That's good
Harry,
beer.
what's the thought going forward? I know you want to do Secreto.
Secreto, whatever the proper pronunciation is. That's what we'll
What's
be
the
on.
owner call it?
He doesn't correct me when I call it Secreto. So
Secreto.
He just wants to check. Get your money.
that is no doubt.
Yeah, he wants your money.
That is true.
so I mean we're in for the long haul, man. We've got a
How are you going to do a podcast from there? I mean, that's going to be pretty damn loud.
Could be loud.
That
well,
place is.
they apparently the engineers with PodcastDetroit
okay.
are good at leveling things down, and they'll
You got a room, or is it just going to be? Like,
we'll probably just be
It's a room.
it's a room, but we'll be able to mingle with folks. Like folks can come into the room and hang out.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
a little
Good
bit.
Lord, this is fantastic.
Look at
What-
this.
I'm not
I need
joking.
to be recording
What are you-
Juho,
Right.
you know,
Responses.
raving
Are
about
you
this
are
bullshit.
you still
Good.
talking?
I mean-
Are you still talking about the double dunk?
I am.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no lot of coffee.
I get
so
so
much
much-
chocolate.
I get illogically happy when there's a distribution beer that's just as good as all the whales.
Yeah.
And this really is.
Oh, that kicks Bomb's ass
Oh, man.
so much.
Woo.
That's right up there amongst like
This is great.
not maybe Bourbon Paradise level,
Not far off.
but not far
Yeah.
off for a $10 beer.
Man, oh
That's
man.
ridiculous.
This makes me happy.
Hey, hooray! After 2.5 days in the hospital. something
Right,
like
yeah.
that.
Hey, man, something to brighten your day, man.
Yep.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
That reminds me of like the first time I ever had like the vanilla noir.
Oh, yeah.
My mind was blown.
That
when I
movie
had it the
was
first time.
great.
I was like,
That's
oh.
good.
Man, that's straight
I
up
tracked that beer down.
Yeah, that's
for
straight up
about
brownie batter,
6
dog.
months.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
this is a beer now. This is dessert.
This
Yeah.
You
that
totally
was
lied
amazing.
about bringing a sour too, right?
Huh?
You totally lied about bringing a sour, right?
It is a sour ale.
Oh, that's right. You,
It is-
you did.
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
Yeah, that.
Right. It's good.
Can I take a
I'm
look
not
at
drinking
Yeah.
it.
It's hardly sour at all. It tastes like grapefruit juice.
No, I hate grapefruit.
Oh,
Oh, then you definitely
guava.
like this.
Only way I would drink grapefruit juice is if it has
Hudson
gin.
Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
even
had
then,
talked
I need
about
a
that
lot of
several
gin.
times
Yeah.
as like the only.
I don't even
Only
like
sour
gin. I
you've
had a
liked
bad
so
day
far?
at Walton-
Yeah, well,
Walton
there've
Public
been
You
a
haven't had
couple.
this one
on
yet.
gin,
No.
man.
It's 'cause it
There've
was
been a
bad
couple
gin.
others,
You
but I
need
can't
some
remember the
gin.
names of them because I
That's bad gin.
instantly
Hey, I didn't
dismissed
know
them
they
even
had
before
bad
tasting
gin.
it, and then the bottle's
Hey,
gone in a
He said,
share.
no, it was
Oh,
bad.
man,
That-
right.
that-
That's
That's
the,
bad gin, brother.
What is it? Metaphor.
Wasn't bad.
The
I've heard
Metaphor
it's good.
passion fruit.
Is it good?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
Somebody might have
Grady
some bottle
had
of
some of
water.
that. The
Is
Metaphor
that the
passion
one
fruit.
that James mentioned?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
$5 now.
He has
$5
cans of
escalated.
it.
Nice.
They only did a limited
Put it on my
run.
tab.
As they
You need
go.
one? You good?
No, I got it.
All right, everybody
we,
good?
We restarting?
It's good.
Hope everybody's good. Anybody need to stretch, take a leak, whatever? All right, well, I'm good to go.
Guess we'll make it.
Bernard still
Let's
on?
go on one.
Bernard, you still here?
I'm still here.
Can't hear him.
Except maybe
Yeah,
I should put my
yeah.
headphones on. Asking a question and then plug my ears.
Start back up at 8:10.
8:10.
About a minute.
Got a minute? Sure thing.
We want to crack something to start with.
Yeah,
It's-
let's go ahead.
it's-
Of course.
It's yours.
Is
Wayne.
water wet?
Yeah.
So far, Grady brought the winner.
Yeah.
There's got to be some better ones out
Yeah,
there.
That
good.
double dunk.
I don't know.
Grady bring the
Yeah,
winner?
that double dunk
Hey,
is
wow.
it right now.
Wow.
I mean, I got this Ellison joint, but I don't know how that's going.
It can't.
I
I haven't had this
ever
year,
brought the
so
winner?
that'll be
Man, that Ellison.
last year's gravity shift.
No,
Oh,
that
it's
was
amazing.
good.
Holy
Yeah,
Still
it's
got
gonna be
one.
hard to
I
beat.
know.
Still got one.
I've still got two.
It's good beer, man.
Man.
But
No more celery.
what was
I did
that?
not think
The
it was gonna be
force
this
of
good.
gravity.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Have you tried that
Was
yet?
that
People have been
hazelnut
talking
one?
about. I'm like, I gotta get one of these. So
Was
Yeah,
that the coffee?
yeah.
I actually left
So I
work
haven't drank
early
my
to go
hazelnut.
get one of these damn
The
beers.
hazelnut
Hey,
ones.
I was like, I gotta get
That
it.
one is
gotta go.
insane.
They
Man,
should
I
The
have
tell you
marshmallow,
what.
the marshmallow
Seven
one's
Hellas?
really
I
nice.
love
They
it.
did.
I love it.
That
I got
one's
one
great,
more
but
marshmallow.
that force of gravity.
Yeah, see,
that
I'm gonna
one's
have to-
just
I'm
a
gonna have to
step
jump
ahead.
in.
Okay, well, I know where I'm
Let
going
me
after
know when
this.
we're back on, and I'll talk about the Ellison coffee one because it's
Okay.
dope.
All right. Well, we're ready to go back in 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome back, Brewz Brothers Podcast for the culture. We were actually just talking about a couple of beers on the break, and Mark Donkers was mentioning the hazelnut variant of the Ellison Gravity series. And I have one, I just haven't had it yet. But I was actually going to bring Wayne into the conversation because we had the coffee variant last weekend. We were at MCOD.
And that coffee variant was nice.
It was, I mean, it was
very
coffee
forward.
Yeah, it was straight up coffee.
The nose.
Yeah.
The nose is just coffee.
I mean, you open it up, the whole room smelled like coffee.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of hazelnut, let's get into this Marco Zuckoff's.
Hey, well, good. I'm good with the Russians in a bottle anyway.
Nice.
No interference in this election.
No interference in this one.
No.
Michigan did it right.
And we also were talking about at the break that so far Grady has brought the winner.
It's about
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
It's
man.
about
Well,
time.
Way to go, Grady.
And that $10.
Can I get a bill on that one too?
You know what else?
Give me two on that. One more bells for Grady.
You know what else? Grady hasn't fallen asleep yet.
Hey, look, it's only the first podcast. Come on, man. You spilled all the dirt. Okay?
Grady's been controlling his pores, man. He hasn't,
He always gets the
hasn't
last
had
of
any
it.
Grady pores.
he hasn't had any Grady
Look,
pores,
I got to
man.
work tomorrow, man. I got to be coherent and be on point, man.
He's poor like the rest of us tonight.
Yeah,
That's the
imagine
difference.
Yes.
Just give me time.
No Grady
Zukov
pores.
got a nice nose.
20 minutes.
Well, hopefully it's Wednesday worthy.
Smells very good.
It does. It does.
The cord. There you go.
Well, I guess maybe we'll talk about the beginning of Wednesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So while we're passing this bottle around, there's a hashtag that pops up every Wednesday in Brewz Brothers.
Every Wednesday.
Tomato. Right. So every Wednesday, you see a hashtag that says Wednesday, and so that is in honor of our very own brother Wayne Phillips. So I'll let him expound a little bit on what that means and who else has a day and some other hashtags that we have going on in the group.
We have quite a few.
Quite a few.
Got a few.
Yeah, we got our own little lexicon going on.
Well, the Wednesday began actually here with a conversation between you and I.
Mm-hmm.
And I was leaving one of our favorite haunts one day, Holiday Market. We all know Holiday Market in Royal Oak. Shout out
to Ashley.
to Ashley
Yeah.
over there. And I gave Harry a call. Say, you know what, man? I've got all these good beers in my cellar. I still have less beers than Mark Donkers has in his cellar, but I still have all these good beers in my
one
cellar.
less.
And I know besides holidays and birthdays and the regular normal special occasions, as we call them, that we crack open our good stuff, so to speak. And I was calling Harry, and I said, Harry, man, how do you decide beyond those regular holidays and birthdays, when do you crack open the good stuff? What makes a day special enough to crack something open that's just the best thing you have in your cellar? And Harry was like, man, every day above board is a good day.
That's right.
And a special
right.
day to crack it open.
That's right.
So
Every
why
day
wait?
that ends with a Y.
And it hit me. And the first thing I did was I apologized to Harry. And I said, I hope I wasn't being insensitive by asking the question.
Not one bit.
And I said, you know what, bruh? You're right. Every day above board. Every day we got another chance. Every day is special. So why wait for any day to save your good stuff? So let's drink it today. Let's make sure every day is worthy. And so Wayne's Day was formed that very day.
That very day.
That very day happened to be Wayne's Day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's when Wayne's Day popped off.
Yeah.
And was the beginning of Wayne's Day.
So when you see a barrel-aged Imperial, so on and so forth, pop up on a random Wednesday, it's because it doesn't matter. Every day is a special occasion.
Every day is a special day.
And every day I open my eyes, I'm grateful to see another day. And at some point, another day means another beer.
That's it.
And so for me, every day is Harry's Day. I don't always put a hashtag. I do it every now and then. But that's how Wayne's Day was born, and that's certainly something that I take with me and is a sentiment that I carry, not just with beer, but with anything.
Life.
Don't wait to do anything.
Yeah.
That's it.
My mom has a friend who told me one time. She said, you don't wait to wear your new clothes and somebody be wearing them to your funeral.
Right.
And that,
Right.
and that stuck with me as well. You know, life is too short to wait to do things. And so if I got a good beer, I'll crack it. If I got some good whiskey, I'll drink it. You know, all of those things.
Don't save it. You know,
Don't save it. Save it for what? You know?
Right.
That's it. And shout out to Ty Quick because, hey, if you
Quick.
got a bottle of Shrams that you're just sitting on, you better crack that
Crack
Shram.
that bottle, man.
Crack that Sarah.
Yeah, don't
drink it.
don't store 20 gallons of mead in your basement.
No,
It
don't,
ain't-
don't
You
do
sound like
that.
the voice of experience.
Excuse me.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Although I think George Davis and I have about 20 gallons of wine we need to rack.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
That's a lot going on, man.
Yeah, well, another foolish venture.
So,
But
so we've got,
but,
we've
but,
got,
but to
we
your,
got a Mark's Day, right?
well, that's the hangover to Wayne's Day. I was just jealous of his hashtag, and it was during one of my I got to cut back on drinking. I'm only going to drink one day a week. It's going to be Thursday.
Mark's Day.
Mark's Day.
Okay.
So
How did that go for you?
it went pretty well. Like
Made Friday tough to have.
well,
Friday came.
that was a problem. It went into Sasha Friday.
Yeah. Well, Sasha's
Oh,
Saturday.
Sasha Saturday.
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 Shout
No
to
one has
Sasha.
Friday. Yeah.
Shout out to Sasha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to have ladies in our group too.
It
Absolutely.
is. It is.
It's
We're not changing the name of the group.
no, it's
No,
not.
no,
It's,
no,
it's not going to be.
no,
It's
no,
not going to
not
be
gonna be brothers and
Brewz
sisters,
people.
Bruce people, that's not going to happen.
Peoples.
With a Z. With a Z at the end. Yeah.
They're still a brothers.
Yes.
Is there a Friday?
There's not a Friday.
It's not a Friday. I mean, we got some days of the
Unclaimed.
week open. It's unclaimed, you know, so.
I don't know. I like Christian Sunday. I don't know.
Christian.
I see what you did there.
See what I did there?
Think for yourself.
Right,
Get your own bell, man.
Give yourself a bell.
Christian
Christian
Sunday.
Sunday.
Christian Sunday. We gotta know Christian Sunday.
We got that.
Non-affiliated. Christian Sunday. Non-affiliated.
Indeed.
But here's to living life.
Yeah,
good.
man,
Yeah,
living life
no,
and
for sure,
drinking
for
good,
sure.
man.
To
all the
Wayne's
time.
Day.
To
To
Wayne's
Wayne's
Day.
Day. Yeah.
Cheers,
Yeah,
brothers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
brothers. Indeed.
Yeah.
So this is the vanilla hazelnut Marshall Zukov. It's a lot going on to me.
Yeah. I don't get a whole lot of nut.
I don't either.
Podcast.
I'm gonna leave that one
Are you
alone.
editing this?
She's like, yeah, we got that one for you.
It seems like they should have done vanilla or hazelnut as opposed to trying to do both.
No, it's
here.
got the vanilla, but this still doesn't beat Grady's offering.
No, I just still get
No,
the
no.
traditional Russian Imperial style. I mean,
That-
I don't get anything.
I get mostly traditional
Yeah,
Russian
it just-
Imperial.
Mostly, there's
Yep.
just
The bitterness
that,
at the
there's,
end,
there's
I
just
mean-
a little hint in the middle of it.
I don't get any
Vanilla.
hazelnut.
No.
I get a
No
little bit of
hazel-
vanilla.
No
That's it.
hazelnut.
And that's
That's
what
it.
I'm saying. I'm getting a little vanilla. Like I
Yeah.
said, it seems like they should have tried to do one or the other
Yeah.
as opposed to both. I don't know if they're canceling each other out.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
You get it at the end. I mean,
that's-
it's better at the end.
It is better.
When you
Yeah,
kind of
it
chewing
is.
it at the end, that's when you're getting the most of it.
I expect that from RIS though, right?
But
Yeah.
you know what
They're,
you're getting when you go into it because it's Russian Imperial style.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know what you're getting. But,
Yep.
and it's there. It's just
It's
the adjuncts
good.
are not there. I don't get them.
I don't
much
either.
As, pronounced as they should be, I would say.
Yeah.
Evidently, Marshall Zukov being distributed locally.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard that over
If
the
you're
last
looking
couple
for
of
it,
weeks.
but I can tell you that there was not much. I talked to one of the distributors today.
Of course you did. How many bottles did you get?
I got 0.
James got
Well,
one.
I
didn't he?
don't
No,
believe
no,
you.
no.
You need more people.
I'm not. I'm not lying.
This one was
I got
actually-
0.
You got 0?
I just yeah.
Sage though, right?
Plum.
Yeah, that was pulled out to sell.
Plum got a
Okay.
case.
So now
Barbara
I
got
have.
some.
Arbor Farms.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about Macomb and
I
Oakland.
think I have 2 bottles less than Donkers now because that one was actually pulled out of the cellar.
Ah.
You know,
Well
so
done.
that wasn't out of
All
current
right.
distro.
Okay.
So
All right.
Yeah,
you know, I'm digging into the cellar. Donkers. I don't know
Nothing
about
for you
you.
then, man.
None of these were on my none of these were in my database yet. So
So we haven't
these
even
don't
touched
count,
this.
right?
these ones are just they're free,
These are extras.
free
Right,
floaters.
now take note, people. He has a database. My database is my photographic memory. So I can just about tell anybody where something I'm looking for on my shelves are. But that's
That must be nice, Harry,
well,
to have that few that you can remember that many.
I have neither a database or a photographic memory. I lost a Morning Delight once.
Oh,
You lost. But I assume you found it eventually.
No, the best I could figure is I brought it to a share, and it was shared at the end of the share, and I have no memory of
Like
it.
you were blacked out by
Yeah.
that point. Yeah.
that tends to happen in our share. I mean,
What's
pretty
next?
bad.
Yeah, shares get pretty heavy, man, and we can talk about that a little bit. Because for me,
Oh, we want to do the Ellison.
that's a big deal. Because that's kind of how we really get to know
Well,
each
that's
other.
how we get to know one.
Yeah,
the
because we
shares.
did our first one, I think, in August of maybe 2014.
Yeah.
On the patio at my house.
I remember that.
That's when we met
very
you,
well.
Ho.
That's where we met Juho.
Yep.
That's when Daniel was
And he
our
crashed the
supplier
party.
for Not Your Father's Root Beer. Right. So
Oh,
Juho
Not Your Father's Root Beer
Yeah.
and Zombie Dust.
and Zombie Dust.
Zombie
Juho
Dust.
brought some Prairie Bomb
I did.
before Prairie was in distro in Michigan.
Right.
I also brought Hetty Topper that day.
Brought Hetty Topper.
And that was a big deal then.
We had
it
Ballad
was.
of Minnie Quaid that night.
That's
we
right.
had some heavy hitters that
We
night.
did.
And my patio the next day looked like The Hangover. But we had a great time.
I had way too much Happy's pizza.
Oh yeah, we could have
Oh,
like 10 boxes
man.
left over.
Who brought that? There was so
Tim.
much. Yeah.
Tim, shout out to Tim Carter. Tim
right.
brought the pizza
Good Lord.
after
my
we had
God.
already
Yeah.
grilled all the chicken sausages and
yeah.
all of that.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great night.
Yep.
It was great for beer drinking, but it was also great to put some names with faces
Oh,
and
yeah.
things like that.
That was really cool.
And I mean, 4 years later now, we're still doing it, and we do it a few times a year. Much love to the people and crew at El Mary's that let us crash the spot.
Yes, they do. They do.
I
for
spoke to them
for our year-end share,
yesterday.
Bring our own bottles. They take care of us. We bring bottles for the gift exchange and things like that.
Right.
And they take care of us, and so we appreciate the Ritz family and them taking care of us when we come out.
I spoke with Justin yesterday,
Okay.
and he said, "Hey, give him a call. Let him know
Okay.
what date
Yep.
we're coming for
Yep.
our annual celebration. They're
Yeah.
looking forward to us again,
Yep.
and definitely shout out to El Mary's and the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we're shouting people out,
Yes.
let's give Ronnie a shout out over at Secreto Cigar Vault.
See you on the 21st.
See you on the 21st. Ronnie and Jamie and Pops.
You better be ready, man.
We're coming to you live, and we hope that everyone's listening joins us out there.
Please. We'd
on
love to
that
have
night. Shout out to One Under
Steve Tamina.
Steve
And the
hey,
Tamina
always looks
family.
out for us.
Yeah. Yep.
He has one of the hidden
One of the hidden gems, man.
jewels,
Yeah.
in the metro area.
And always takes care of us without exception.
Always. Shout out to Dom out at Tippins Market.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
I was going to touch on that. I'm glad you brought Dom's name up because I wanted to talk about our notorious barrels.
Our barrels, man. Our
Brewz Brothers
Our
whiskey
phenomenal.
barrels are phenomenal. And that's not just us talking. I mean, the local bourbon community. Come on, Mark.
Man, we did have to video
How
that.
did I know? Already? I knew if somebody was going to tear something up. It was going to be Mark.
Donkers is here tearing shit up. You know.
Never you mind.
There we go. So our
No more for
our
you,
bourbon
Hey, cut 'em off.
our bourbon barrel program has really done well.
Been very successful.
Again, not and this isn't us talking. This is the local bourbon community talking, and our bottles selling out pretty quickly and getting rave reviews after it. So, just a quick hit on that for people who maybe are listening that don't know how that goes. So, a lot of your favorite bourbons that you see on the shelves, whether it be Elijah Craig or Knob Creek or Four Roses, they have programs where stores can select barrels that have not yet been opened or sold of these, whiskeys that you see on the shelf, and those barrels will only be available at those particular stores. Mm-hmm. So you get a tasting team together, you figure out what suits the character of your store or what you're looking for, and so on and so forth. And so Dominic out at Tippins Market has been so kind as to reach out to us a couple of times and say, hey, I got an opportunity for a couple of barrels. Do you guys want to do it? So last summer, not this past summer of 2017, we had an opportunity to pick an Elijah Craig barrel, which turned out phenomenal.
That was fantastic.
It was great.
Amazing
at
barrel.
$30 a price.
At
point,
$30
too.
a bottle.
That price point on that was a steal.
Yeah, easily, right? And so it got rave reviews, again, from the bourbon community. Obviously, us at Brewz Brothers fell in love with it. And so we got another opportunity over this summer of 2018, to pick not one but two barrels, two Knob Creek barrels, which also both came out amazing. One being a 14-and-a-half-year-old, which is a little bit of a unicorn in terms of private barrel selections. They don't generally roll those out for you. But we also got a really rare, or really unique, I should say, 10-year, 8-month-old barrel. It tastes like peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
The peanut butter. Yeah. And so just and those both have the Brewz Brothers label on it, but we couldn't do it without Dominic and Tippins Market, and so we appreciate that. If you're out near Tippins Market and you happen to see a bottle that has a Brewz Brothers label on it, know that it's well done and it's been selected by some very discriminating palates.
And Rocky.
And Rocky,
Rocky.
yes,
And Rocky.
yeah.
Rocky.
You too, Rocky. So yeah, definitely. If you're a bourbon drinker or you're looking to become a bourbon drinker, definitely. Grady's shaking his head like,
Grady.
don't do it.
No.
Oh, it's the sour IPA.
I'm sorry. You were doing a beautiful job. Please continue.
Come on, Sour Grady.
I
This
can't.
is Grady's favorite
No,
style.
I was done. I was just saying, if you happen to find yourself out at Tippins and you see a Brewz Brothers barrel,
Smells
and
good.
quite honestly, any of the barrels you see at Tippins, those guys do an amazing
Do a great job.
They do.
at picking all of their barrels. I have actually have a barrel of a bottle from one of their tequila barrels from a couple years ago. That is absolutely amazing. A
That-
Nobel Silver.
That copper kettle, that apple brandy gin.
Oh man, I just
Oh, my
you saw I had to
gosh.
break it out the other night. Somebody mentioned some gin to me, and I was like, man, you haven't had
Oh,
gin until you had this.
You posted it. And
Yeah,
I'm like, where's my bottle? I'd forgotten about
I
that.
had to pop it out, man. One of the
So
most
good.
unique spirits that I've
Those-
ever had.
Those Copper Kings gins
You
are
drinking this stuff?
different.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try everything.
You're gonna Grady's gonna indulge in a sour.
It smells good.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Oh,
not
this is-
indulging in that.
No.
sour.
Just
I'm
because
not
it smells good doesn't mean it
No,
tastes
this is-
good.
Well, all right.
You haven't had this one?
It's always
No,
vinegar, man.
I don't like
understand
grapefruit.
this stuff.
It's
man.
sour, and I don't like grapefruit.
No. This is the blackberry cobbler.
Oh, from
this is from
Wellworks?
the Weldworks.
I may have had that one,
It's
but
not
I'll
too
give it a
sour.
run.
Okay, so Wellworks does great things.
Happy
They do.
happy wedding, Dan. I'm glad you guys you and Allison had a month-long honeymoon.
Oh man, cheers.
That's the way to
Cheers,
do
Dan,
it.
man.
That's the way to do it.
But,
Still on honeymoon, aren't they?
Dude, that was
they're back now.
amazing. It was a
Wow.
month. Are they broke now? Are they bankrupt?
Oh,
like,
no.
oh my
Well,
god.
well, you know, Dan's got $1.5
This is
million
terrible.
worth of whiskey, so
Is it?
This
they'll
is
never
terrible.
be broke, so to speak.
I mean, and every day's his birthday. Hell,
Every
he's
day's
always
his
getting
birthday,
That
gifts,
is
so-
gifts
true.
and whatnot, you know.
That is true.
So we just popped this Ellison Gravity.
No,
Oh yeah.
No.
It's
Oh,
not that
yeah.
bad, Grady.
no, it's
It's
terrible.
barely
So-
sour.
No,
so
okay,
the-
you can
the
have
one-
mine then.
The one that's
Well, no,
terrible
I
is
don't
not
like that much.
The Ellison is not the one that's terrible. We got a sour on the other end of the table that seems to be getting the Brewz Brothers sour treatment.
Hey, Juho liked it.
This is not terrible. It's barely sour. It's barely sour.
I taste vinegar.
It tastes like
It's
a.
tart,
it tastes.
not sour.
It's tart, not sour.
Yeah.
Tart Wayne.
It's tart, not sour.
No, it's bad.
Come on, man.
No,
This tastes
no.
like blackberry cobbler.
This Ellison is
I don't
nice,
like blackberry.
man.
I guess I don't like cobbler either. Then, huh?
Back to
This is peach.
shout outs. We want to shout out Holiday Market.
Yeah,
Holiday.
Ashley Price.
over at
Ashley
Holiday
Price.
Market always.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Ashley's
looks
been
out
showing me
for
love
us
for a
and-
long time, man.
So we definitely want to shout him out.
Yeah.
Low ABV. That's probably
And-
Grady's
and-
problem with
and-
us.
I want to mention too Annette May, who for a long time was the beer guru over at
Yes.
Merchants, and I want to shout out
Merchants.
Todd over there too. Todd is my guy, but for a very long time, Annette was the go-to beer person there, and probably the go-to beer person in the metro area.
She only made one mistake though.
Which one was that?
The unmentionable. You know when she.
Oh yeah,
Fig
yeah.
Jam.
Big Jam.
Big Jam is great beer.
It's great beer.
Oh my goodness, the unmentionable.
I'm bringing that next year. Next broadcast, I'm
I
bringing it.
still remember when I bought that unmentionable beer, and it was based
That would
on
be
Ned's
Fig Jam, sir.
recommendation. She was like, "Hey, I know what you and Harry like. You'll love this one." and it's going to be great. Harry's come back 2 or 3
I love
times
it.
for
I love it.
And I was like, okay, Annette, dude. She said, I said, should I take a bottle? She's like, no, you're going to love it. Get a 4-pack.
Yeah.
I said, all right, well, Annette, I trust you. And I got a 4-pack.
And I got
And
3
then
bottles
you,
of Fig
the,
Jam.
the, trust, the trust is gone.
Harry got 3 bottles of the unmentionable, and we won't say that name.
I'm cellaring some
sorry,
for
Fig Jam?
Epic.
There you go.
Or Epic Vertical of Fig Jam.
Oh, no.
No?
Epic
Just for the next share.
Epic swill
Ah,
share.
Well, I'll tell you,
Just
man.
let me know I won't be at that share.
Well, Annette is
you'll be
now,
there.
Annette is now the head of the brewing program over at Schoolcraft. So
Oh, awesome.
nice.
yeah. So I wanted to make sure I gave her a shout because we, one, because she deserves it for being in the game for so long, but 2, we've got some of their product here as one of our palate cleansers here. So there's still another Kolsch on the table if you need to.
Less hops.
Yeah,
less
hops.
Less bittering hops in the
we
Kolsch.
got to get
Let's
to
put
that.
hops. Yeah.
And we got to shout out Old Nation.
Yes.
Hey, I was out at the mothership earlier today and picked up the DDH.
Wayne Hearns, I hope you paid for my DDH, man.
Wayne Hearns didn't pay for anything.
So
The bill
Pat's kinda
came
down.
and Wayne Hearns turned into a T-Rex and trying to reach for the bill.
Alligator arms.
Never reach it. It was awful.
Elder Wayne.
Yeah, the waitress sat the bill down, and she said, "I'll let you guys fight over." I said, "Oh no, there won't be a fight.
Right.
You better sit him down, or he'll run from it." But have to shout out to them for a great time, and we also spoke to them. We have to get a date to have a Old Nations Anonymous meeting at the
boy.
mothership.
At the mothership.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be
so
cool.
that's coming up soon.
Mics and all.
Mics and all.
Mics, headsets,
and
whole
I'm
nine,
sure
yeah.
we've got a lot of people in Brewz Brothers that are addicted and part of Old Nations Anonymous.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
field
we-
trip.
We meet on Christian Sundays. So I'm sure there'll be a meeting this Christian Sunday.
Boss Tweeds, golf
Tweeds,
golf Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Third hole. That's where my golf game
And they've
started to get
closed the
going.
gap, man. I mean, shout out to them for closing the gap.
Yeah.
On not having to chase down Treehouse and other breweries.
yeah.
Tree
Yeah.
who?
Because we
Yeah.
got the
Tree
best
what?
here at home now.
I will say though, as much as I stay local, Trillium Heavy Metal and
the
their
cutting
tiles
tiles.
variants
Tiles. Yeah.
at Vic Secret cutting tiles was amazing.
No,
to me.
that
You didn't like that one?
that was the one I couldn't.
Oh, I loved it.
Really?
Yeah,
I loved
I've
it.
still got a can of it. It's going to brother James Welsham's eventually
Okay.
because he's like, I like this.
I
like,
love it.
I hate it.
Yeah.
It's still sitting in the back of my cooler.
Yeah,
for
heavy
him.
metal and every cutting tiles variant that I've had have been great.
Heavy metal's the real deal.
Yeah.
Heavy metal's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So we're on the Regal.
But again, sort of like the Judge Julius that we just had, like, is it that much better? Is it worth to go chase it? Now we had Brian Williams.
I was going to say, I get it because
to
somebody's
us.
out there and say,
Right.
hey, do you want to bring something back?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you had to chase it, it's not worth it.
It's not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's just good.
Yep, it's very good.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
it.
You got,
Chasing it,
got a
that
Bourbon County Regal Rye.
Bourbon
Oh, the
County
Regal.
Rye. Oh.
Yeah.
How's the blackberry holding up, Christian?
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
Did
as,
did you drink it? Did you drink it fresh?
I did.
And still, where's it fit in?
Sweet. What year is this one right here?
Not too sour. I think it was perfect for me. Like, it's not my favorite type of beer, but
Berry stouts are weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, berry stouts. I've always felt they're a little odd.
yeah.
So we got a Bourbon County Regal Rye floating around. Which, again, I mean,
Still there.
it's kind of what we do. It's not a...
Well, they're pasteurizing them now, so
Right.
you definitely don't want to age any Bourbon County.
You
at
want to
this
drink
point.
it. Yeah.
You want to drink it fresh.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, for more or less, this is not an everyday beer. But I mean, you know, we're here. It's here. We're gonna drink it.
Yeah.
It's Wayne's Day.
It's Wayne's Day.
Wayne's Day.
It's Wayne's Day.
Should always drink well. Drink well.
Always drink
Drink well.
Yeah.
Drink
yeah.
well. Drink well. Always.
Life's too short not to.
Indeed.
Oh, that held up well.
It
Do we have
did.
some
That's
topics
nice.
to address real quick?
Even the nose.
Couple topics?
Some of the
Topics
press
from,
on
from the group.
the Regals
yeah.
were that they got
we did.
funked, but this
No,
one
this
is
one's good.
definitely not.
Yeah, we got to hit a topic
good.
real quick.
One of the topics, speaking of topics,
Yeah, we got a good
some
one
time
for-
left.
Yeah, we got.
Let's talk a little bit about founders, guys. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, what's up, founders? We're right around the corner.
We're right around the corner from founders.
One block away.
I see it from here. Yeah.
Wow. I guess that said something right there.
It says something right there.
Founders has been going through some challenges in terms of the Chamber of Commerce issue.
Yes.
The discrimination issues that they've been encountering.
Yep.
And it's been challenging, as well as their beers have not been the whales and fallen off of what they used to be.
When
as well.
KBS is not KBS.
You know, when KBS used to be the go-to nationally.
Yeah. Number one beer.
And now
Pretty bad.
2018 was bad. You know, so guys, you know, what's your thoughts on founders? I don't want to be leading.
Well, I mean, if we're just talking about beer, and we're talking about KBS.
Let's talk about beer and community, because they do go together.
Yeah. So I'll start on the beer side. If we're talking about beer and we're talking about KBS and even CBS and any other of their barrel aged series, I think that a lot of it is that the industry has caught up. I mean, you know, when KBS first dropped, KBS was it. KBS was the version of that style.
Aside from Bourbon County.
BCBS and
like
KBS,
Bourbon,
those are the OGs.
Those are the OGs.
Bourbon County, KBS.
Yep.
The original too.
You know, so those were whales because nobody else was doing it.
Man.
Correct.
So now, you know, fast forward almost 20 years later, you've got some shelf beers that are rivaling it.
Yep.
You've got some seasonal releases that are rivaling. And I mean, a lot of people will tell you that it's not even Founder's best beer anymore.
Right.
So I mean, a lot of it I think is that the industry is caught up. The variety of beers that have come out, both style and quantity, have changed, and so the market has changed quite a bit. Now, if we want to talk about community, I think there's some tone deafness there that my hope is that they're sincere in addressing.
Yeah.
There was a situation where a gentleman was relieved of his duties at Founders, and he has a discrimination case against Founders. And, you know, at this point, obviously, it is one person's word against another, and some of the allegations are unfounded at this point. But there is one allegation that is corroborated by both sides, and for me, that particular allegation is reason enough for me to take issue with Founders in the way that they handled it. So, you know, even if that's the only thing that turns out to be true, like I said, there's some tone deafness there.
Yeah.
And my hope is that, I mean, I've personally received an indication that they are looking to not only address the situation, but address the culture within Founders that allows for that kind of thing to happen and for people to think that that's okay. So once we see some action behind that, you know, I will be a bit more convinced that they're serious about changing anything.
I did see press that they fired the people that.
I didn't see that.
That's new to me.
That I did see that as a follow-up.
Okay.
That they had fired the people that had made the discriminatory comments.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
Good.
But still,
shouldn't take emails and letters and things like that for you to know.
Should not.
Right. As I discussed with Wayne before the show, you know, all the press that went out there for it that said, okay, you've got like 1% of your company or like 2% of your company that's of different. You know, that's minority,
like color or whatever. Yeah.
You know, whatever you want to call it. That in Detroit and Grand Rapids, like two very large minority cities. Come on.
It's not right.
But Wayne had gotten some emails back.
Yeah, Harry and I have both emailed Founders and it took a while for the response to come back. But when the response came back from the CEO. It was not a canned response. It was specific to what our emails were, which was encouraging. According to the CEO, the minority representation is just under 15% at the company of about 600 employees. Okay. So they're approaching 100, almost 1 out of 6. But like Mark and I discussed, that's still numbers that are fairly inadequate when you look at where they're located. They're located in the heart of Detroit City, in the heart of Grand Rapids, both very minority heavily populated areas.
Right.
Yep.
And both areas, the minority population represents more than 15%. So to just have those numbers is a bit discouraging. It was encouraging as they reach back out to hearing in terms of they're trying, but they're always trying, so it makes it hard, because in this beer community, being a minority period, and whenever we go to shares or not our shares, so to speak, but if we go to a release
or
events and events like that,
Yeah.
the other minorities are there, probably not. No. And there's none there until we show up.
Right.
Agreed.
And after we leave, there's probably none left.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep.
And that's not just here.
No.
In the Detroit community, it's nationwide.
Across the nationwide. Yeah.
Nationwide.
So there has to be something done that's going to increase not only minority participation, but when you hear stories of non-inclusion, you're going to drive that potential customer away, as well as it makes it harder for us because we enjoy the beers.
We sure do.
Right.
We enjoy it. It's nothing better than sharing beers with friends.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
And it's so tough going to a friend's home and they pull a Stella out. And I'm so excited to give it to you. And you're looking at yourself like, oh my goodness.
Why do I want this skunked Belgian beer?
How can I pretend to like this beer and I want to show my appreciation and not, offend my friend of so many years?
Yeah.
But I don't want this skunk beer.
No, I don't want it.
I want to enjoy the beers that we enjoy. And it makes it very difficult because until they see that the culture needs to be different, until they see that it's a culture that needs to be inclusive, it's going to be tough for us to enjoy our beers outside of our Brewz Brothers community.
Sure is.
Which makes our community so special.
Certainly, and when we talk about inclusion, it's not my intention to have breweries and other companies force their beers down the throats of minorities. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is that everyone should feel welcome at every brewery, at every release event. It shouldn't be a matter of certain people feeling left out or just feeling unwelcome when they go to a venue, in the beer community or any community for that matter. But we're here talking about beer. So in the beer community, no one should ever feel not welcome.
And let's get back. We started on Founders.
Yeah.
And with Founders, the reason that the story was also troubling is because I've been to Founders around the block a few times. I'm in cadre and mug membership, and it's about 50% of the time you feel welcomed even by the servers and employees, and there's the other 50% of the time where it's like, why are you here?
Huh.
So I've had that.
Hey man, shut up.
We got a Grady pour.
Here's the Grady pour.
It's a big bottle, man. Come on, man.
The FO comes out and suddenly Grady's like,
the OG, man. Man.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. For
Sorry,
those of
wait,
you
go
who are
ahead.
listening to us,
I apologize.
we've got to tell you what's going on right now.
And one of y'all got to point me out, man.
We're going to talk about the Grady pours tonight.
hey, Christian caught you on your.
And Grady has been.
I don't know, man.
No, it's less.
I'm calling it.
Grady,
close.
you hold.
I'm calling it, man.
Anyway, we've talked about the Grady pours, and historically, Grady has the biggest pours out of a bottle to where everybody might not get to share.
beer.
Well, you got to wait. You got to save Grady to the end.
No, you don't.
You do.
Yeah.
Just put me in the middle.
So the fundamental observation came out, which the first time I had this beer, thanks to my hero, I fell in love, and I didn't want to drink anything else ever in life again.
Man, that batch one was amazing.
Oh, that batch one was.
That batch
Wow.
one was just so
That was
phenomenal.
nuts.
Yeah.
And it does
Yeah.
make it
Oh, this is
difficult to
amazing
want
right
another
now.
beer.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
So,
It's amazing right
so,
now.
so the
pretty
fundamental
good.
observations came out, and Grady pulled his pour out
Yep.
with it, and Christian called him out on it. So
Sorry.
Damn.
remember,
rookie.
you
No, no.
if you're ever at a share with Grady, save him for the last pour,
No, you don't. No.
or you'll be disappointed.
You'll be disappointed.
If it's bad
You'll be
beer,
You'll get
disappointed.
nothing
Get it
but
all.
suds.
Hide your good bottles.
Yeah, my first share, I was right behind Grady.
So you were sober. So you say you were sober after me?
Right. He was the designated
Yeah,
driver.
exactly.
You welcome. Somebody's welcome that night.
Make the designated driver the pour after Grady.
That's right. That's
This
right.
this is 2018, Joe.
Yeah. Yep.
It's pretty fantastic.
It's very good.
So I just got shouted out by my fiance. She says Grady pours with smiley faces.
Hey.
Ms. Bristol, you're wrong.
That's what she's supposed to do, though. You know?
She knows.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
knows.
she knows.
Back on topic.
Back on
Yes,
topic.
sorry.
Back on
Yes,
topic.
yes.
Back
Sorry.
on topic.
Thanks, Chris.
You know, so with that, I think going back to what makes our group so special is the diversity that we have within our group.
Yes.
And I think that if the breweries could mirror what we have, it would make everyone feel included, would make everyone feel welcome,
Absolutely.
and it would actually probably help their sales.
Yes.
Because when you feel better, you drink more.
Yeah.
When you're around your friends, you drink more.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I mean, you know, just when you're in good company, it's what you do.
Yeah.
How it goes.
You're
So
having
when
a good
you go
time.
to a place and you say you know, maybe it's different from us, and because we all come from different backgrounds, but when you walk in a place and you feel all the eyes on you, it kind of takes away some of the
It sucks.
the
It sucks.
Some of the fun.
you
It
want to
does.
have.
I mean,
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it
true.
does. So when versus if we walk into a place right now, after the brews we've been sharing, we're looking to continue the conversation, have a great time.
Yeah.
I want to see what my hero's drinking so I can buy him a drink and buy him around. We're gonna be there all night,
Yeah.
talking trash, having a great time.
like we're doing
But
right now.
if we walk in and all eyes turn on us, like Eddie Murphy in 48 Hours, it's like, okay, I got to make y'all know I'm the sheriff.
Yeah.
You know, to enjoy myself. Well, I don't want to do that.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, and again, like I said, I don't expect anything that anyone else doesn't expect. As a customer, you go to a place because you one, enjoy what that service, what that business does, whether it be beer, food, or whatever. But you also go because, you know, you enjoy the service. Bernard, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Do you bump into that down in Houston at all?
Unfortunately, I have on occasion, and I can think of 2 occasions where I had to let them know that I was indeed the sheriff.
The most rootinest, tootinest, beer drinkingest, yeah. And it's, you know,
It's unfortunate because you know, I'm here for the same reason everyone else is, and that's to drink some beer and have a good time,
That's it.
and possibly educate somebody on some other beers that they could possibly be enjoying.
Absolutely.
Say, not that ham stuff that Matt Bush likes, huh?
There's nothing wrong. There is very little wrong with hams. It just doesn't have to be posted to Brew Brothers. That's
There's
the
something
bottom,
wrong with
That's the
hams.
bottom line. When you
right.
can get
I see you went from nothing to very little. You caught yourself.
50 cents a can.
Yeah.
It's an economy
You get
beer.
what you pay for,
It's
man.
Economy beer.
Nah.
It's not.
Hey man, you got 2,200 beers in your cellar. You don't need any
You ain't
economy beer.
You are your own economy, man. Come on.
I do go over to other people's house and have their.
What do you do
beers,
when they
so
give you hams?
I drink it. I drink it.
I knew you were gonna say that. I
I
don't
drink
drink
it. I drink
say
it.
No.
say
I'm a
no?
snob.
All right, Grady.
Yes, I'm a snob.
That's nice.
Nope.
I'm not.
Grady, you're ruthless.
I am.
Let's go around the table.
Hey, drink better.
Christian,
Drink better.
you offered a Coors Light at your buddy's house. What do you do with that Coors Light?
See, I'll do you one better.
Oh.
So I was offered a PBR Another Brewz Brothers. Wayne Hearn.
Wayne Hearn.
This is his favorite beer. So I go to a restaurant, I'm having some good food. I'm like, I'm going to order me a PBR.
With good food. Bernard, you hear the pairing?
PBR.
PBR.
PBR. And I'm like, oh, my God. I can't pay for this. Like, this is... And I talked to the waiter, and he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just give it to you for free.
That's my point.
He just gave it to me for free.
It was with $1, right?
Yeah, it was probably like $1.75.
You go over
or
a friend's
something
house
like
to eat, and they give you a Bud Light. What do you do?
Oh, that was really generous, but I'm the designated driver.
They have more tact than I have. I just say no.
You just say no.
I just say no.
Okay, Harry.
Well, see, the way you get around that is if somebody invites me to dinner, I don't go anywhere empty-handed. So if somebody invites me to dinner, guess what I'm bringing?
My
beer.
own beer.
Yeah.
And a bottle of wine.
I have done that.
All your friends don't drink craft beers, though.
Yeah.
Right?
True. So I'm going to bring something that's palatable. So I would bring a 6-pack of Bell Solid Gold or some Eyesight Beer Me, something that's just a beer, but I can still drink it and enjoy.
Small day IPA.
Well,
Okay, Bernard.
Nobody wants to drink that 2014 Mocha in my odd side out of my
I didn't want that in
cellar.
2014. I'm not a Mocha Maya fan or Mocha Maya
All right,
fan.
Bernard, down in Houston, what are you doing when they offer you the PBR?
I, too, typically bring beer with me, but if I'm offered one, I usually carry that one to the restroom with me and leave it on top of the urinal.
That's my move. I did that with a Molson a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, you live and you learn. You find ways around that, and
All right. Evidently, I'm the only non.
You're like Mikey. You know, give it
like
to Mikey. Give it to
everything.
Oh, Wayne the Coronita.
Hey, man, my daughter's birthday is coming up. I will have a Coronita
we know,
on November
we'll see.
12th.
we'll see it.
I'm going to post it, and, I'm ready for the jokes, but hey, what else is on the board I have is my daughter's favorite restaurant. That's where she wants to go for her birthday. I'm going to drink my Coronita, so get your jokes ready.
All right.
I'll be posted.
They're coming.
I was going to say, they're ready.
They're coming. They're
They're ready.
Don't worry.
Locked and loaded, brother.
Yeah, don't you worry. We
Locked
got
and
something for
loaded.
you. Is it my turn again?
It is your turn, Grady.
I don't think I have anything good left, man.
No, you got this brand new.
You don't want this, man.
No, it's good.
Have you tasted it yet?
I like
No.
it. I like
This
it.
is the new one, right?
Yes,
Yep.
brand new.
Yes, we got the brand new.
That was actually of 2016.
Is this
That was one of my
Second
favorite
to
beers.
tracks?
No,
That's
second
the
to- this
that's
is
a
the
Saugatuck.
Imperial.
Imperial Neapolitan.
Neapolitan, yes.
The
It's one of your
That's
favorites.
from the
Harry.
last batch. That is one of my favorite beers.
All right,
ever.
so
yeah
far tonight,
of 2016.
number one beer
That
tonight.
was easily one of
Easily.
my favorite beers of that year.
Juho,
was-
number one
was
beer
that
tonight.
One. So,
Number one beer
So
tonight?
rich.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
So
it's
balanced.
between-
chocolate
Yep.
balance.
You got everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's between the FO and the Prairie.
Oh, wow.
Flavors were good on both. I enjoyed the extra sweetness that was in the Prairie, and I enjoyed the mouthfeel a little bit better on the Prairie. But the FO has a. I mean, I just love vanilla, and I like the complexity there. It's close. I think I'm gonna go with the Prairie though.
The
You taking a double dunk over the FO?
I think so.
The
wow.
dunk
That's huge.
dunk is a little bit better. Than
Just
that
a little
FO.
bit better.
That FO was fantastic.
It's very good.
But
No, I'm sorry.
but
that
Is
double-
Donk saying that because of the,
The donk.
obviously play on words with
The
the donk?
donk.
let's
You trying to get a Prairie endorsement?
right. You're trying to get a Prairie endorsement.
don't get double donk.
Never get double.
Never
donk.
get double donk.
Never get double.
Don't
donk.
even get single donk.
If the FO was a little thicker, I think that might even the odds a little bit. But yeah, I think I like the Prairie better.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Grady's still winning.
That double donk versus that Prairie Dog you got hidden over there.
Yeah, it's
No,
still-
this is better.
Still chilling.
This
Man, this double dunk. So it's an Imperial
double
Stout
dunk
with
is
Oreo.
better?
Double
It's
dunk.
Oreo,
so-
yeah.
Double dunk.
So
Oh,
before
wow.
this, they had the stuffed, right?
Right.
Right,
The
right.
distribution stuff that was also with Oreo, and then before that, they had the Prairie Dog.
Come on, give us
stuff.
some history.
Before that was distribution. That was brewery only, and this one is honestly, it's just about as good as the Prairie Dog one.
Okay.
Oh man,
Oh,
this
wow.
is This
It's
is
really good.
This is a sad shade of the 2016 version.
Yeah.
Have you,
Oh, the
have you,
Neapolitan?
have you tasted it?
No, I'm still on this FO.
Ah, shit.
Well, you know,
Good thing. we're
Donkers
not-
is upset.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, no, I mean, as
down there, you know.
Harry and I
Damn,
have we've waxed rhapsodical.
it was a
about,
phenomenal beer in 2016.
it was
I know.
amazing.
I don't remember it.
It was you didn't have it then.
But
You'd
you're
have remembered
not?
it. Yeah, it was phenomenal.
But this is okay. It's thin. It's thin. It's
Oh man.
No, it's
It's-
thin, but all the adjuncts are there, which I appreciate.
sure, but the 2016 version was so good. Like it was mind blowing, and it's not like it's not like this
Okay.
this remembrance of like this beer was so
No,
good
it
back
was-
then.
Right.
So
This-
was the
this is-
2016 just sitting on the shelves by the case?
No, you could
No,
you could
it's
So,
brewery
only
owned.
that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Like once they scale up, it's gonna get this
gonna-
way.
yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
solid for what it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
It's fine. It's fine. But
Speaking
This
of
is like-
scaling up, has anyone successfully scaled up?
No,
No.
nope.
No.
no.
Honestly, I think the closest.
Bourbon County
For what?
mostly scaled up well.
No, I agree there. You know
Yeah.
who also scaled up fairly well? I would say until, I mean, I might be being picky, but the other people
never
that scaled up
picky,
really
Juho.
well is just plain old Prairie Bomb. You know, for a while there, and when it finally reached distribution in Michigan, before that it was distribution everywhere, and that thing was amazing. That thing was amazing
Bomb,
3-4 years
Bomb,
ago.
Bomb was amazing
Yeah.
3 or 4
And
years
Bomb
ago.
is still a good
It's still good.
pull it off the shelf. It's still
still
$10 a
good.
bottle.
I
but
know,
it's,
it's
you know,
That's
expensive.
the only
It's
problem
expensive.
with
yeah,
that. Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
still a good. It's still a really
It's
good.
it's you can get better for less.
So speaking of
You don't have
scale
to
up,
pay 10.
what about M43? They've done a great job scaling
Great
up.
job.
No, they have.
Yeah,
Now
again.
they're the second site for actual production of the material of the beer.
Yeah,
So
right.
That's
They
right.
got
Right,
they
so-
got
Oh, you know
we
what?
did
Right,
side by side.
I'm glad you brought that
Yeah,
up
we did side by
because
side.
I think
Harry
that
got
I
it.
might be the only one in the
Oh,
room
here we go.
Here we
who
go.
was able to.
I got it wrong. I got it wrong.
How
I'm
much
not
time
gonna
we
lie.
have left?
That's right.
I think
Right. You're gonna ring the bell like 20 times on this. I think that I'm the only one in the room to properly detect the differences between the M43 brewed in Williamston and the one done at Brew Detroit.
Here, you flipped a coin, man. I mean, let's.
I
be
didn't
real.
flip a coin. Wait a minute. Hold on. He gonna say he was sitting right next to me and he watched me drink them and go back and forth.
Actually, I did get it right initially,
Uh-oh.
No, okay.
But-
There's a story behind
but
this.
I changed as it warmed,
Oh.
and when I changed, I got it wrong.
Okay.
You know, so on the initial taste, I did select it just like Harry, who got it right there, and also we got it. You know, shout out to Mark
Yes.
over at Old Nation,
yeah.
who Mark got it wrong too.
Over at One Eye
Well-
Betty's, yeah. Yep.
Over
Well,
when I bet he's
he's
Mark
only-
got it wrong himself.
He's only marketing.
He's
Right.
only marketing, so. But he did get it wrong.
I'll just get out of your way.
So I didn't feel as bad when he got it wrong as well.
I didn't feel bad at all because I got it right.
Yeah, well.
So there's that. However,
He flipped the coin.
Hey, I got it wrong. I'm not afraid
they
to
were
admit
both they were both good though.
They
And,
both
and
were.
what I
Yeah.
was saying was that if I went to a bar and they gave me one that came from either one,
I couldn't tell.
one, I wouldn't know
Yeah.
the difference
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
and two, I'm not sending either one of them back. They were both
No,
good.
no.
So, like I said, they're doing when we talk about scaling up.
That's a great job.
They've done well with handling the success of M43 and not rushing to make so much of it to get out to everybody that they
Yeah.
destroy the
Correct.
recipe.
Yeah.
Please don't mess up Boss
Yeah.
Tweed.
Oh,
please.
Oh,
please.
no.
Take your
Oh.
time.
Yeah. Man, I had a
Please.
So Boss Tweed, somebody mentioned that the sweet spot was like 5 weeks or something like that, which, you know,
I
Boss
should have asked
Tweed.
Mark
Doesn't
earlier.
last that long from my house.
Yeah, it doesn't last that
I
long.
can't get it.
But I did find
Yeah.
one can in my fridge that was
Okay.
about 5 weeks old,
Ages well.
and I gotta say,
aged
it
well?
was
Yeah.
amazing.
It was good.
Look,
Yeah.
I
It
found
gets a little more malty,
It
but
does.
it's
It does.
fine. It's good. It's a good
I
malty.
found one a couple of months old.
Yeah,
Back at, back of the fridge.
yeah.
It's like, oh man, this is 3-4 months old.
Still good.
It was still good.
Yep,
It was
yep.
still good.
Yep.
Boss Tweed ages very nice.
I have found that to be with old age IPAs.
Yeah.
They don't go that bad. They're still good. It's different, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're approaching kind of our 10-minute mark.
Yep.
Looking to wind down.
Yep.
We need to look at what we're going to pop open that we really need to talk about. I see another Prairie bottle on the table, and I know we got a Prairie Dog to get after.
We got this Electron
We
Brown.
got the Electron Brown.
And we got a Boss Tweed.
We got a barley wine. If anyone wants to try a barley wine.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm open.
Juho, your call.
We got another sour that Grady will love.
Put that away.
Nope.
Put that away.
No.
Put that away.
Absolutely not.
Man, I love sours nowadays. But Juho, your call. My hero, please make a call.
So, all right, let's try this barley wine. This is a weird barley wine, man.
You said it's got lactose, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Bernard.
Yes, sir.
When's the next time you were up in the city?
I will be flying into Detroit on January 31st.
Okay,
Day after
is that
my
around?
birthday.
Okay, so
Sounds like we need to put
will you
together
still
a
be in
share or
town
something.
a first Wednesday after that, January 31st? I don't know what that date is.
I will.
Okay,
I
bet.
will be there until approximately the 6th or 7th of February.
Okay,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Gotta
Okay,
get you on
definitely.
mic.
We'll definitely get you on mic up here, and we definitely got to get a share together
Yes.
while you're here. So Grady, secretary, you heard
got
those
you.
dates. Let's make those things happen.
Yes, sir.
Did you know you were the secretary?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah. All right.
He knew.
Yeah. I got.
But he
yeah.
came without a pen and paper, so I don't know.
Right.
how
No, I got it.
seriously he's taking his job.
And Bernard,
You know,
got-
the beauty of this right here, it's online. I can go and find it, so I don't need pen and paper for this right here.
And Bernard, you got to come to the crib so we can get after it for real. You don't have to worry about
Yes, sir.
driving nowhere after and all of that sort
Yeah.
of thing. So,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Sound like we're going to have to broadcast from Canton.
Hey, man, hey, if that's what we need to do,
Just-
hey, that might not be suitable for broadcasting, though.
I think it might be okay.
True. That's true, too.
Hey, man, we can bring Ellen along. Ellen, you come to Canton with us to broadcast. Shout out to our engineer.
Yeah, engineer.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah,
a great
doing
job.
Great
Thank
job
you.
back there.
We're going to Canada?
Canton.
I was just saying Canada, but I've got my
Oh, no, how
enhanced
many beers have
license.
you
Get your
been?
passport.
Let's go to Canada.
Canton is, I think, a farther drive than Canada for sure.
It
though.
is.
It would depend on where you're from here, absolutely.
Right.
We'll be in Canada in 10 minutes from here. Yeah.
I'd be willing to go to Canton. I know it's kind of, I feel like there's not as much to do out there as opposed to.
Depends on
We're
where you
gonna
go.
drink.
You go to Canton, there's only
We're
one place
going to
you
drink
need to go.
beers.
But if you found a cool place
Beer
to hang out in
travel.
Canton.
Yeah.
Beer travel.
Nope.
I'll
Not
drive-
Going, not
I'll
going to
drive-
World of Beer.
I've driven like
Word
2
of
hours
beer?
for a beer. Why not?
Yeah.
Like, I'll drive 40 minutes.
Yeah, you're our kind of engineer. You drove 2 hours for beer?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I feel like I was dating a guy who lived 3 hours away for a while there, and after
Okay.
a while it started to fizzle out. But
Yeah.
Oh.
Sounds
just
like we
drive
need
for the free beer that he
sounds
buy.
like we
Right.
need to add you to the
Oh.
group.
Right.
I'll join the Brewz Brothers.
Bruce Brothers, look out for Ellen. Ellen will be a new member
Yeah.
after we leave.
Shout out to Ellen. Can you get a
Shout
bell
out
for Ellen?
Bruce.
Yeah, get a bell for Ellen. Can we get a... There we go.
Y'all
was
gonna have to
definitely
increase
gonna-
my pay for the bell ring.
Right.
But I
Okay.
was
raise.
definitely going to check
We're
out
going
the
to double
Facebook
what your
group.
current
Please
pay
do.
is.
Nice.
You know what?
We'll triple it. There you go.
Triple it.
Did
So,
we
yeah.
have anything between the FO? I mean, Christian and I stepped out for a little bit.
Yeah, the
Yeah, we
this,
had
this
a-
barley
we-
wine just got
you
The
popped.
barley wine just opened up.
We just cracked the Prop 14. You guys missed it all.
Yeah.
Blew it. Yeah.
And that's
Poor
all.
timing,
Oh,
gentlemen.
well.
Poor
Ah,
timing.
whatever.
Dude, y'all had Prop 14 recently?
I haven't.
That stuff aged amazing.
Somebody's got 3 bottles. I'm not saying who it is.
You got that, Wayne? Dude, you got to bring that to the next year.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
How about that?
Sounds like I'll be having Prop 14 soon.
Talking about beers that age well, that's one of the few ones that has aged amazingly well. That stuff is fantastic.
You know,
right
let's
now.
let's
Again,
let's,
it's that split. Like,
Yeah.
2015.
you've got like 6 minutes left or something like that.
6 minutes.
Yeah,
Like
6
fresh
minutes.
your
6
own.
minutes, Dougie Fresh,
Yeah,
you're
you're
wrong.
wrong.
So just real quick. So we're talking about aging, and it's popped up a couple of times just in the conversation. There's 2 camps, and one of those camps is dwindling quickly. It's the cellaring versus not cellaring. And, there used to be a very common belief that if you kept beers around, they improve with time and so on and so forth. And I personally have defected from that camp.
So have I.
I am not.
But you know what? I'm sorry.
Not only do I not sell her, I encourage other people not to.
Yep. Same
Because
here.
what happens is you end up with so many beers, they end up bad.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to taste them, and you don't taste what they were supposed to taste like.
That's right.
Agreed.
Can I interject, Mark?
Yeah, go ahead.
The difference is when Mark and I and most of us started cellaring, beers were meant to be cellared.
Yes.
That was
Beers-
that was what you were told to do.
At that time, you were told that they would age and get better with time, and they were hard to come. They were hard to come after. You know, you had to really hunt these whales down. KBS was not readily available. CBS was such a whale that 2011. I mean, it was just like, wow. Anybody really ever tasted?
Yeah, same with Better Half.
Exist?
Yeah.
But so
Back to
beers really were meant to be aged, and they were made better. We talked about scaling up. As breweries have scaled up, that has taken the aging down because they scaled up, and the beers are not meant to be aged. So now, new beers, drink them while you got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Agreed.
know, but in terms of when beers were beers, back in the day when Bourbon County was Bourbon County, back in the days when KBS was KBS, yeah, you cellar those and they got better with age.
Yeah.
New beers
They were
get
at
off my
about
lawn.
14.
There was a limit though, right? Even with some of those old beers like 2011 CBS, right? You had
Yeah.
about a 3-year window, man.
And it
But
tastes like
that's
green
enough.
peppers after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's enough. That's
Well,
what
it got
yeah.
it got oxidation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. It's about 5 years.
Yep.
It got that
I mean,
oxidation.
I'd say less than that. I mean,
But to Harry's point, like, Sasha, she's like, I should start cellaring some of these beers. We're both like,
Don't do
no.
it.
Oh, well, it was
Right.
both
No.
Wayne and I are
Yeah.
both like,
Don't
no,
do it.
don't
do it. Just drink
none
and
of you,
enjoy.
Yeah.
none of you start cellaring beers.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
yeah, just
Don't-
go on a bender right
Just,
now.
just.
Buy 20 beers every weekend and drink them all.
Juho, if you haven't
I like
seen
it.
if you haven't seen my posts, it's going to take the next 12 or 13 years.
Easily.
Well, I'm thinking about taking Wayne's way out of making
Start
lots
selling.
Selling lots, yeah.
lots
Lot
out
more.
of that stuff.
The
But
thing
I,
is-
I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell those
probably
aged
why
beers
it's
because I don't know how
interesting.
they
You don't
are.
know what they look
Well, you
like.
know what? The way I look at it, Mark, and my rationale behind putting the lots together was, one, to give folks who didn't have the opportunity to try some of the things that we've had
Yeah.
a chance to get them. And also, I didn't write it in the lots, but if anybody ever said a beer had gone bad, we've got enough beer
Yeah.
to replace
Yeah.
some.
Yeah,
Right.
that
Right.
would give you
Yeah.
something of
Oh, yeah.
equal value.
You know, so some of equal value that would be as good or better than what may have gone bad. But throughout it all, I haven't had any of the lots come back and say that there was a bad one in a bunch. And most have come back and said, hey, I didn't know about this one here.
Yeah.
That was kind of a throw-in to kind of make it even.
Yeah.
You know, they said, man, like, wow, this was great.
Yeah.
You know, that Baltica.
Yeah.
You don't know about that
The
Baltica.
best
Oh,
value
that-
in
How's that
beer.
Baltica?
Oh, that
Best value in
See
beer.
what I'm saying?
was that the one?
Right in.
Was that Baltica in the was that in the plastic jug?
No.
That
No,
Russian
no glass
Russian
bottle.
Baltica.
That's-
It was Russian, but it wasn't
Yeah.
a plastic jug.
No,
Oh.
that's the best value.
That,
in beer.
that Russian Baltica was like the best bargain out there, like
is.
3 or 4 years ago.
Throw some of those into making everything a round lot,
Yeah.
and nothing has come back, and everything has been well received.
Selling
So-
it at cost. No
And selling at
markup.
cost.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
right.
well,
Can't
no.
really beat
Well, no. I mean,
So it's like, hey,
we're all fans of this. We
Absolutely.
don't
Yeah.
need to do that entire
No.
game.
yeah, we're not trying to
And
Sell it at
At
sell
cost,
it at what we got it with
Yeah, that's
with
it.
the tax.
No
whatever.
matter what it is, this is what the cost was. Here, enjoy it, and that way it lessens my seller, and
It's mutually beneficial.
it
Right.
is.
Yep.
And you
It
can
is.
enjoy some great beers.
Yep.
And before we run out of time, I want to give Bernard an opportunity, any parting shots, man, because again, this is our inaugural episode, and Bernard and I were talking earlier this week how I told him that this doesn't happen without him. We put our heads together, and this was the result, and we're moving forward with some things that Bernard and I talked about conceptually that'll come to fruition sooner than later. So I definitely want to make sure we give you an opportunity to give any parting shots, man, and look forward to having you on future shows as well.
Yeah.
Well, just to close out on the issue of cellaring, to go back to what we started off talking about, the beers are meant to be shared.
There you go.
And so,
Yep.
I get greater enjoyment out of having a really good beer that I bought 3 days ago with a good friend than I do have it somewhere in the basement or in the back of a closet or back of a cooler.
Just to say you
That's
got
it.
it. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not opposed to cellaring because I understand, as we just touched on, 2010, 2011, back then, we were dealing with different production methods, and it made sense. But now I just want to drink the beer and do what we're doing now, shoot the breeze with some really good friends.
Yep.
I'm extremely happy and elated and overjoyed and overwhelmed, actually, with how this group has progressed from that initial conversation that Harry and I had to the family that it has become. It's still almost a mystery to me as how we were able to grow this thing very organically to what it's become. I'm looking forward to some of the endeavors that Harry and I and I've discussed to a certain extent with Wayne. Some things we want to do in the near future, especially in the realm of education, because this is something that we love and we know that it's a very artisanal thing, and that's close to my heart, and we want it to be something that has longevity past our years here on this planet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Something to leave. Doing it for the culture.
It's for the culture.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So before we sign off, anybody else got any parting shots? Any final thoughts?
What you got, Donkers?
Yeah.
We know Mark got something.
Yeah, Juho, don't get in any fights with any cicerones.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's a whole nother show topic right there.
That's
We got enough material for Juho for next 3
Yeah,
or 4
that's
shows.
Juho, you're going to have to come back so we can talk about your list.
Yeah, we didn't get to
And
Juho.
get
Always
Juho
get
out of the
Juho.
way.
We got to get you
Juho,
back to talk
1
about
through
your
10
list,
list.
Juho. We got to get Juho back to talk about that
first
list.
thing, don't make Bernard kick you out again.
Oh man.
Only member kicked out get brought back within the same day.
Who
Christian.
was that guy's name?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't
We-
matter.
We won't give
I forgot
him
his
the.
name.
We won't share his
He
name.
who will not.
I couldn't
well,
share it if I wanted to. I don't even
I
remember
forgot his name.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
remember
no.
his name.
Well,
He's like the unmentionable beer.
we'll call him 22 and a half. He's like half of 45.
I see what you
Christian.
did there.
Uh-oh.
Give him a bell. Give him a ding. Have a
Uh-oh.
45.
You sleep at the wheel.
You sleep
Hey,
at the
man,
wheel.
I'm not tripling his pay,
Nope.
man.
Nope.
All right.
Cut his pay in half, man.
All right,
Don't
Christian.
do that.
Triple is 0, still 0.
Anything from Christian?
For me, I just want to thank you guys for welcoming me into the group. I know my big bro kind of introduced me, but ever since I've been around you guys, y'all showed me love, and that's all I can ask for. So I just appreciate you guys and look forward to the next episode on Brewz Brothers.
All right.
Man, good to have you here.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Juho.
Man, we were talking about founders earlier, right? And it was disappointing. Well, founders, the issues that they sort of, that's come up because of them. Y'all remember when sports used to be a unifying thing? You could have your own views, you could have your own politics, but you could all root for the same team together.
Right.
Yeah.
And before this founders thing
Great analogy.
came up, that's what beer was about.
Yes.
And at least in Brewz Brothers, I still see it as that exact same way. You can put aside your race, your religion, your political affiliation, and you just get together and break bread and have beer, and that's what I love most about Brewz Brothers, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
we all come from different places.
Sure do.
But we all love
we all come
beer.
to the same place
Yeah.
to do the same thing.
Yeah,
We got more in common than we have in differences, man.
True.
Yeah.
True.
absolutely.
Yep.
And it makes us better.
Yep.
Yep.
Grady.
I want to keep it short and simple.
Not
Not
like
like
your
your
pores.
pores.
Allie. Right.
Come on.
Man, damn that bell, man. I'm ringing that bell.
Move the bell. The bell's not.
Well, here, I ring it myself, too. Hey, man, I like good beer.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to admit that.
Yeah.
But
Nothing
no.
wrong with it, brother.
You know, like I said, man, I love you guys. You know, it's the greatest group ever on Facebook. So if you are listening for the first time or someone put you on to this podcast, join the group, join the madness. You know, come right out with us. We have a great time. We drink great beer. Always drink good beer. We have fun. We poke fun at each other. It's all love.
It's all love.
It's
Yeah, post
for the love of the culture. It's beer.
post it.
Yeah, we don't
Like,
care.
Just
Yeah.
just say what you
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
And we'll either we'll
No,
respect.
we'll talk shit about you.
we-
But that's
we-
okay.
We may respectfully tear you down,
Hey,
or we may give
yeah,
you
Real
props.
real quick, shout out to Andrew Werner with receipts. He's in my inbox on Facebook like, yo, Juho got in an argument with blah,
I
blah,
see
blah.
that.
Here
I
it is
saw
right
that.
here. This is what
saw
they were
that.
arguing about.
Right.
And he got screenshots of the whole conversation.
So what we need to do, we need to be Andrew on
Sounds
one
like
time.
he wants Grady's job as secretary.
No. We gotta get Andrew on so he can talk about bourbon too, because that's a bourbon.
Oh, we could do
He's
that.
a bourbon head.
Yeah,
so
we can.
shout out to
We can and
Andrew
will
for
do
sure,
that.
for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
I love
again,
bourbon.
I'm
Juho
privileged to be on
jumped
this.
off into
Yep.
the bourbon a little bit too. So.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I can't get some of those whales as easily as I can beers. but-
Oh,
And
you know,
Andrew,
you got
and,
access to Dan, man. You all right?
Dan the man.
and Andrew is the man, but
Right.
he'd
Yeah.
have to bring Chris.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Great,
that's
Chris.
okay because Andrew does well, Chris does
Yeah.
exceptionally well.
Yeah.
So Wayne, we got to wrap this up. in a
Well, I
minute.
mean, talking about bourbon, and that's a perfect lead-in. Our next episode,
Yes, sir.
November 21st,
Yes, sir.
Brewz Brothers Live will really be live
Really be live.
at Secreto Cigar Vault, and where the owner, Ronnie, is putting together a beer, bourbon, and cigar pairing
Nice.
for us.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we're looking for everybody listening or everybody watching. Come on out and join us in Ferndale, where we will have.
That wasn't
There
me.
you go.
Sorry. I just-
Oh, that was just my earphone.
Yeah, okay.
Ding.
But come on out in Ferndale and join us November 21st.
Please.
We were looking to have even more fun there than we're having tonight.
Yes.
Not
and,
possible.
Well,
And that's
is
the
possible.
Wednesday,
We
that's
got-
the Wednesday
we got
before the
bourbon
holiday.
and beer.
Oh, so you don't
And
have to
cigars.
Go to work.
Cigars.
Bourbon,
Yeah.
beers, and cigars on
Cigars.
the
It's,
21st.
it's
So
the Wednesday before the holiday.
it's
You don't
gonna-
have to go to work. Come hang
Yeah.
out.
come on,
Blow
come
something,
on, hang
drink
out,
something.
put
Ooh,
something in the
is
air.
that the day before Thanksgiving?
That's the
That's,
day
that
before
is
Thanksgiving.
rookie night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
And we've got some
Uh-oh.
parents coming up, so we'll be announcing some of those, and there'll
Yeah.
be
And
a lot of
it's-
specials. So
And it's the day before Mark's Day.
Day before
It's the
Mark's
day
Day.
before Mark's Day.
And it's Wednesday.
and it's
right.
Wednesday.
You could,
Come on
you
here,
could-
bring us
and,
on home,
and as
man.
always, it's Harry's Day.
Bring us on home, man.
Matt, you know what? I just want to leave it with, man. I'm glad to have this first episode under our belt. This is
Yeah.
something we have been building towards for quite some time. It's been a conversation that's been going on for a minute, and I'm glad that we were able to assemble the Brewz Brothers here in the studio. I want to thank the engineer, thank Podcast Detroit for having us out and securing this space, which is a really great space down here in Midtown. And so I look forward to the next podcast. Again, we will be live at Secreto Cigar Vault in Ferndale. Hope to see y'all out. That is November 21st. So with that, we'll sign off. Brewz Brothers, episode 1 in the books for the
In the
culture.
books.
Nice.
All right.
Cheers.
Drink
Cheers.
well.
Drink well.
Drink often.
All right. Well done, gentlemen. Well done.
All right.
And thank you
Thank
to
you.
our
Appreciate
engineer.
it.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you so much.
I am once again sorry for being late.
No,
Yeah,
I
no
don't
worries.
think
We
that-
got
that-
it done.
That's gonna
No.
be a habit.
We got it
Trust
done.
me.
No, it won't be.
Dave ripped me a new one.
No. That worked out.
Yes,
It worked out well. It worked
So-
out very well
Yeah,
for us.
indeed. Not a problem at all.